I want you to carry me like the heroes in like an anime, carry the little anime girls. That's how hard I want you to carry right now.
I'm not sure I feel comfortable with that analogy. I will carry you like a piece of luggage through the airport that you're not supposed to let go of or let anybody else touch
I
because
want
they
you
could kill you.
I want you to carry me like Miranda carries baby Jimmy away from that house fire.
You mean Ollie? Like Ollie looks like baby Jimmy. My God, I think he's actually the weight of Jimmy when he was full grown.
Probably. Yeah. I mean,
That's why
seems
Miranda's
accurate.
like looking so svelte. She's just like, how many curls you doing? Baby curls? 112.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Laser Source Podcast, the number one podcast if you like doing baby curls. It's the number one way to stay in shape.
Only if you own them, though, right, Kyle?
You know who loves baby curls?
Johnson Plastics Plus.
Yeah. Hey, how'd you know, dude? That's
Because
crazy.
it's kind of like on their website. When you look on like if you go to the hamburger menu and you go to
Yeah.
the third thing down on the right, it's right there.
Baby curls.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you don't know what a baby curl is, it's where you pick up a rather large baby and curl it. It's great exercise. And I just was emailing
I think
Jackie about it,
I think other people
actually.
call them hugs. By the way, you just
No,
hug a
baby
baby.
curls. Yeah. I
Yeah.
was talking to Jackie. Jackie called it baby curls. She said, I love doing baby curls. They have made me feel stronger than I've ever felt
Just
before.
gets me pumped.
And all that extra energy, all that mass that I'm moving really helps me keep the shelves stocked with like our awesome Johnson Plastics Plus merchandise,
Oh
including
man.
blanks and laser machines, and they've got sublimation equipment if you're interested in sublimation. They also own LBT now. Did we talk about that last week? I think maybe we did.
Yeah, we definitely talked about it, and then you said you were working on the video, and then guess
Yeah,
what? The video came out.
it did, and I think it came out pretty good. It definitely watched like an ad for Johnson Plastics Plus, but apparently people like that, which is part of the reason why the title and thumbnail are what they are today. But we'll talk about that in a little bit. First and foremost, I just want to make sure that we do shout out Johnson Plastics Plus because we love them over there. They've got a ton of awesome stuff that you just absolutely have to have for your laser engraving shop. If you want to check out what they have in stock, head down to the description. Check out the affiliate link we have down there. What? Is he having a stroke?
I think Matt's having a stroke.
He's interrupting my fucking sales pitch with his stroke. Head down. head down into the. Could you fucking not? Head down into the description. Check out the link down there. It'll save you up to 15% off almost everything in the store with discount code YLRZDF. And it helps support the channel because we get paid when you buy stuff over there at no cost to you, which is excellent. So shout out one more time, Johnson Plastics Plus, jpplus.com. We love you guys. Thanks for supporting the show. How you guys doing today?
I have a headache.
Oh, good. So business as usual for you.
Yeah, just a tension headache.
Word.
I'm doing pretty good. I am. My computer's having some problems, so I'm in here, in my house on the phone. But look at this beautiful picture of me reading an upside down Shakespeare book. I mean, that's poetry, literally.
When we first set up the links for online coaching, I had a page that was like, meet your coaches. There were like pictures of all of us, and I'm pretty sure that's the one that I used.
Yeah, it should have been. I mean, if you're trying to who's working with me today? This guy.
Yeah, this guy. Yeah, indeed. What is that? Shakespeare? Poe?
That is William Shakespeare. It's the essential Shakespeare plays and poems all in one book, and it's pretty dope.
Yeah,
got it from Collage.
It's dark. I wouldn't have expected the black with the gold trim. It's very fancy.
I like it.
Yeah, it's cool.
I think it costs like $300 because knowledge.
God. Matt likes his books like he likes his perfumes.
Yeah, well, whatever. That's a college book, so the college books cost money, even if you don't want them. There's so many books you have to buy, and then you don't even use them, and it's like, it's like when you get a 70 lens. Do you really need or the 6? Let me get that 600 millimeter lens. Like, when are you going to use it? But it's good to have it.
I wasn't great at college because I wasn't great at showing up for my classes. But when I did show up for my classes, I just like was a very, very good note taker. I was very thorough, and I never bought college books, and I never did any reading. And anytime that the professor opened their mouths, I just like wrote everything they said down very, very quickly, and then used that. And when I used that, I did pretty well. But I was not a college book buyer. I fucking spent all the money my parents gave me for college books on weed. So,
well, that's a higher IQ. You know, there you go.
That's
Boom.
right.
Steve,
Indeed.
I got books and I got looks. That's all I got.
Yeah. I don't really know how to start the show tonight. I'm just kind of in a weird place
I
right
do.
now.
I know how to start it.
Okay.
By talking to all the people who came here because they love you.
All right. One more distraction. Let's go with that.
Well, but you got to start positive, man. We got to do the positive sandwich.
Sure. Distract me with love.
Kyle, go for it. Show this man the love he needs, because I can't even see the stinking whatchamajigs. Who's in chat, Kyle?
Matt's barely here.
Oh, we got our boy Jack in the shop.
Hey.
He was first on scene today.
What up, Jack?
And we love you, buddy. Thanks for coming. And we got Blue Snowman AK from Alaska. He's our new frequent flyer here, which is awesome. We love it.
Mm-hmm.
We love to see it.
We love to see it.
And we got V. Hey V. And we got our buddy Michael from ET Laserworks. Appreciate you, man.
Hey, what's up, buddy?
What up?
And we got Hackspits. He's another frequent flyer. Appreciate you popping in from the community. And Great Lakes Laser Supply coming in. What's up, bud?
What up?
And Nipa. And we got Laura. Hey, Laura.
Laura. That's a good tandem.
And we got Gulf Coast Laser. Hope you're doing okay, man.
Richie.
Hanging in there.
I saw somebody ask Richie about an update on his back, but I didn't see the response. Did anybody see that?
I did not. I thought he was going to see one of his doctors, though.
Good.
So I hope you're doing okay, buddy.
He's still here, so he's doing better than Jimmy.
I will say what I saw earlier today was Jack in the Shop talks like 7 times in a row to himself and then say, I wonder how many points I'm getting by talking to myself for the MVP for today. And I was like dying laughing. And then I saw that Blue Snowman was literally just got started like lasering, like 6 months ago, I think he was saying, or a few months ago in the summer. And now he's just like digging deep. So anyways, back to
Richie just dropped a comment. I'll let you finish in a second, Kyle. But Richie says, thanks, guys. My back is okay. Just had a pacemaker and ICD put in.
Oh, my God. So basically you're unstoppable.
So you're the bicentennial man?
You're the Terminator.
You're the bicentennial man.
Yeah, you like that?
You stupid piece of shit. I didn't go to college and read books.
I want a script on my desk by the end of the day.
Oh my God. That is the best thing I've ever heard in my life. Okay, sorry.
We're glad you're hanging in there. Sorry for the
because he's got a pacemaker and a back. He got a new back and a new heart.
And then he's gonna have wooden teeth from the first centennial. Like what?
It's not George Washington.
That's bicentennial. I told you we gotta start the show off positive. You don't.
I told you I want a script on my desk by the end of the
Jesus
day.
Christ. Richie, the bicentennial man. I love it.
That's great. You can keep that, bro. That one's on me.
Dead inside.
Anyway,
we got Santa in chat. We got Garant.
Hey,
Gear Ant. I love it.
Yep. Lakeside Laserworks stopping in.
What up?
And we got our boy Mike C. What's up, Mike?
Hey, Mike.
And Bunny Washer.
Gotta keep them clean. It's important.
We got Nintendo Fan.
Hey, me too.
Oh yeah, nice.
We love your videos. My wife and I were talking yesterday that world needs more people like you. We appreciate you.
Not
that positivity is what we needed today.
Did you hear him say bicentennial man a second ago?
Yeah, I know. Did you hear that?
Hey guys,
It's,
welcome to the Laser Channel where I guess words and what they mean.
it's nice to say, but that is not true.
Yeah.
The world
Anyways.
needs less people like me for sure.
Oh god. All right.
Are we up to date?
That's a lot of people.
Almost.
Oh my
Adam, Reptile, and
Reptile.
Dingus Tunes. It's a fun name.
That's funny.
Yeah, we're caught up now.
Cool. Well, what's up? If we didn't get
We
to you,
appreciate y'all. Thanks for stopping in, everybody.
this is not like a suck fest today. All right. So I don't want your sympathy, or like I don't want you to feel bad for me. This is not the angle that I'm trying to take today at all. Nobody should feel bad for me. I have a dream job. I get to do what I love every single day, and I'm incredibly privileged to be able to do that. So that is not what today is about, and I don't want it to get sloppy like that, because that's not what this is about. What this is about is
Data gathering.
I guess, dude. I guess it's
That's what I
data
looked at it when I read it. I know you, and I'm like, this isn't My Chemical Romance playing in the background. This is like, hey, we got to make a direction call. Where are we going?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, so I just feel like YouTube is done a very specific way, and I feel like the way I want to do it is not compatible with the way that YouTube wants me to do it. And I feel like the way I want to do it is not necessarily compatible with the way you guys expect things to be done. And so we need to find a way to get those three things to come together. And, you know, I'm struggling to find the words. I just feel like the people that really, really love Laser Everything are here right now listening to this live. You guys are like the top fam. Sorry, I read fam from Resin while I was saying that. You guys are the top fans. What up, Resin? And so you guys are going to watch anything that I make, more or less. I understand that, but I did want you here for the brainstorming session. I wanted to kind of not talk about this in a vacuum. I wanted to talk about it with the people that have gone to the ends of the earth to make sure that Laser Everything can continue to exist, because you all do it. You've all either signed up for the LMA or the Patreon or the coffee. You're here every single week after week, even if we're just sitting here talking about dicks and farts. You guys are here. So while I appreciate that, and I do also want to recognize that if you're here listening to this live, you are going to have input on this conversation, but it also has to be from the frame of reference that you guys are here to give input on every conversation, no matter how stupid it is. So just a little bit of a step back there. But, you know, I feel like the people that are the diehard fans, the people that are here for every single thing, are that way because of the content that we've produced in the past that isn't going to work going forward. And that stuff is like the super deep technical dives and the video by video guides that get people's lasers up and running. That stuff just like isn't performing well. And a big thing that Miranda keeps telling me is that like it's shorts, everything is shorts now. And I'm really having a super hard time wrapping my brain around how shorts is compatible with what I do or what I know how to do. I feel like what I'm really good at, I feel like where my skills really come in to allow me to provide a product is taking something that's technically dense and translating that effectively into something that people can digest and then put into action. That's what I feel like I'm good at. And that's always kind of been what I think Laser Everything has kind of been, but I don't know how to compress that into a 60-second video. You know, the most watched video on our channel of all time is still that video of the silver pendant being engraved. It's like 45 seconds long, and I just jumped through all the steps as fast as humanly possible. It's a really specific product on a very specific laser, and you just sit down and you watch it and it's done. And that was produced 2 years before it got popular. And then when YouTube Shorts started pushing shorts, it like exploded. But it was an old video, and I hadn't made anything like that in a really, really long time. And when we do make shorts, it's not consistently stuff like that. You know, usually when I upload a short, it's like some nonsense around the shop that I just want to show you that I don't have time to sit and make a full video about, but that I find interesting. And those always perform horribly. Sometimes it's episode recuts because those are easy to do while I balance my time with the full length episodes that you guys like. And by you guys, I mean you guys that are here live right now. So that I'm not taking time away to produce shorts, even though I need to in order to ensure that the channel stays alive. This is just I don't have a script or anything. This is just a consciousness stream to kind of get how I'm feeling out there. So sorry if it's jumbled, but it's just random thoughts at the moment. I don't want to take time away from the full length technical episodes to produce shorts. Miranda really, really wants me to lean heavier into shorts on the main channel and kind of let the content revolve around that. And as much as I don't disagree with her, and I don't, you know, Miranda does a ton of research into this stuff. And, you know, I really think she understands what YouTube wants from us. I just don't know how to provide that in a way that doesn't change who we are or what we're doing here. And that's weird, especially because, and this is kind of the namesake, the titular aspect of this episode is that I'm looking at our analytics again, and I'll pull it up in a little bit, and we can kind of go through it together because I am interested in sharing that with you guys and seeing what you guys think. But still, like 70% of our audience on YouTube is not even subscribed to the channel. And that sucks because I feel like I don't have a open communication lane with those people to have a conversation like this and be like, what do you want me to make? You know, what do you want to watch? With so many people not being subscribed to the channel, I just don't know who I'm making videos for. And I know that's common on YouTube. Miranda and I were just talking about this maybe like 15 minutes, 20 minutes before the show. Is that's the way it is on most channels, is that most people aren't subscribed. But I'm not really sure how to get around the fact that I don't know who I'm making videos for. And if it's just random people, you know, it's no wonder that things like the top 20 lasers on AliExpress in 2025 are the videos that get 50,000 views, while the like in-depth guide
those
doing like some kind of lens adjustment or like some kind of alignment or like what the insides of the machines do and what their jobs are or how different laser wavelengths work. That stuff, like random people just aren't watching that. You know, it's so much of the YouTube algorithm, I think, is driven by people finding things that they want to spend money on and justifying it. And occasionally we do that, but I feel like the whole channel has to revolve around that. It's so hard, especially with lasers. I was watching, you guys know Linus Tech Tips, right? I still love Linus. I watch Linus all the time. And he has so many funny, like weird videos that are like, the 10 worst keyboards on AliExpress, or like, we built a computer out of only wish.com parts and things like that. And that stuff is really engaging and it gets a lot of clicks and it gets a lot of interest for obvious reasons. But it's so hard to do that with lasers because they're so much more expensive. And people aren't just like throwing lasers at me. We have to weigh really carefully who we take them from because there's a lot of expectations on timetables and stuff like that. And we keep the ethics guide that we have on the website up so that we can send it to people. And a lot of people don't agree to it. So we end up not getting a lot of stuff because we only accept things for review a certain way. And the timing on that is always jarred. So it's not like I just have like this never-ending like flow of stuff to do. I don't even want to say like reviews, but like videos of. so it's hard to make content like that that aren't just like Amazon buy list. It's like I can't just do an Amazon buy list every week.
Well, let me give you a break here because I think.
All right, sure, good, thank you. Interrupt my rant.
Well, yeah, because it's like I just want you to refocus your thoughts while we check in because there's been a lot of really good comments and Kyle's been killing it with all the stars. So yeah,
interrupt as necessary. Please go ahead.
Well, because I think they've got a lot of really good things.
Yeah, good. That's why we're here.
Yeah, go for it, Kyle. Hit them.
So Seth says your content is perfect for people who want to dig into the what and the why and how of lasers. You can't have a 3-second attention span. You can't have the 3-second attention spans that a lot of people have now. Everyone is down on views. I mean, for the giggles, Free says, I'm just here for the farts, not the first one. Bunny says, everyone is struggling with YouTube, new person in charge, new algorithms, etc. Yeah. Lakeside says, I honestly would have 0 photo engraving skills without your videos. I send people those constantly. Just for reference to anyone who doesn't know, but the 2 photo guides that Alex did were like 45 minutes a piece, and there's 2 parts.
Second one's not very good. It's mostly about the first one.
Yeah, but still, that's pretty long. That's like movie standard.
Yeah, that is long.
When it comes to YouTube. So we appreciate the feedback on that.
I think, can we go back to the first one really quick?
Yeah.
The very first one. Your content is perfect for people who want to dig into the what, why, and how of lasers. You can't have 3-second attention spans that a lot of people have now. Everyone is down on views. I get that. I wanted to address this because it's like there are a lot of ways that we could change our content to make it more palatable to like a mass audience. I just don't know how to make a business out of that, and we don't have enough supporters. I mean, we have about enough support right now from the community to keep the 4 people that work here working here and to keep those people fed and a roof over their head. And the excess budget beyond that is very slim. So I'm scared. I'm like nervous to change anything. Like I don't want to experiment with new things or like try shortening content up or making it longer, pushing one way or the other. Like every move just feels like I'm doing something that's going to interrupt what little flow we have right now. I don't really know where I was going with this, but that comment resonated with me. So I wanted to at least address it a little bit, but we can keep going if you want.
Directed text says, I kind of hate making shorts.
Me too, dude. I'm not good at it.
It's one thing to like, because I look at it a couple different ways, right? There's a lot of channels who, and it's not anything against them, right? But there are channels that focus all of their content around shorts, and they do well at it. And their content is catered to that kind of flow, and that's fine. And then there are there's channels that make mid to long format standard videos that their shorts chop nicely into shorts.
Right.
And sometimes when it comes to like our content, especially tutorial based content, where you just can't do it without missing something so pertinent that like it now is just a waste of time to watch. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And yeah, we're with you there. When it comes to shorts, it's like, I feel like project stuff works really well for that, but like tutorial based stuff, not so much.
To me, it's almost like you have to like bait people in with the shorts, where it's like it would basically just be a minute of Kyle, me, or Alex, or all of us, and including Anthony or whoever's on the show often, like doing live content and then just being like shit because you messed something up. It's just like, it's like literally like 60 seconds of us being stupid, then being like, "Come watch us learn lasers."
It's the bloopers.
Well, because
Miranda
like-
agrees with you, and I feel like I am kind of hesitant about that because I don't think that the turnover from shorts is very good. And you know, like I watch shorts, I sit on my phone and fucking sit and flip through them just like anybody else. You know what I don't do? Subscribe to any of those channels. The algorithm learns what I like and it just like keeps serving me that, and I never have to subscribe or comment on anything. I just keep getting the shit that I want to watch.
exactly. And that's
So getting those people to watch a longer video, or getting those people to go to the website, or God forbid sign up for like the LMA or the Patreon, seems insurmountable to me. And when I'm faced with that, and again, this is just my opinion, none of this is fact, but when I'm faced with that, it's really hard for me to be like, okay, I'm going to dedicate a bunch of time to shorts, because that's going to take away from the weeks of effort I already put into our long form content. You know, it takes so much time to make the videos that I'm making for you guys right now. And one of the other things I want to talk about tonight, and we can circle back around to this, but I at least want to throw it out there while I'm thinking about it, is like being able to make content more consistently without losing our technical edge or our honesty, or the transparency that we put in. You know, there are channels that do really well, but they're putting out videos every day, and I can't do what we're doing now every day. I just finished, you know, it's been a couple weeks since we've had like a big video come out, and it's because I've been working on the reviews of all the little lasers. We have the R2, the R1, the Pixie, and something else that I don't remember off the top of my head. And I got all these reviews. I kind of like batch shot. I did all the testing for them all at once. That way we could like drop them in kind of like a line. And those took like a week a piece. And that, I just feel like that isn't sustainable anymore with the current climate on YouTube. But what do we have if we don't spend that kind of time, you know, besides an advertisement, I guess. And I think that's what a lot of channels do, is they basically just shoot like some pretty B-roll. And again, nothing against them. I'm not calling anybody out. You know, you guys are killing it. Obviously, so many people are doing better than we are. So I'm not judging their channels. I'm just saying they basically shoot some pretty B-roll, show it doing a couple things, hit a couple of the highlights in the description, and they call it a day. And I can't publish a video like that. That's just so not laser everything, you know. But to make the videos we have to make, it just takes so long that it's hurting us with YouTube. It's like really hurting us with YouTube. So we're kind of at this like impasse, you know. I don't know. That was my next little
and that's the thing, the comments are actually heading that way.
Stream. So yeah, we can continue from where you left off, Kyle. We'll keep going.
By the way, a lot of great comments, guys. Keep them coming and appreciate them.
Garant says shorts get people's immediate satisfaction, videos get them learning. Do both.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of seems like a happy balance. Shorts are great for fun stuff, but for more detailed stuff, you need the detailed video. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Resin says, nah, don't put too much stock into shorts. If it doesn't fit, don't force it.
I think Resin put that in there on purpose, the way she said that. If you don't fit in the shorts, don't force it.
Yeah.
That's how you end up with ripped pants.
I'm speed reading, sorry. Geek of all trades, the world is chasing dopamine hits. It sucks, but it's hard to deliver a real message in such limited times.
Yeah.
Sure. I know plenty of successful channels that do little to no shorts. Yeah. And I think part of that comes back to differences in content style as part of it. Obviously, that's not all.
Yeah, I mean, one of the other things that I was kind of kicking around with Rhiannon at the office today was, you know, we were drawing comparisons with a bunch of channels that are much larger than us. You know what I mean? To kind of like evaluate our strategy and what we're doing and the kind of content we're making. And it comes back around to the conversation came back around to like LTT, right? And the main difference between like the subject of those videos and the subject of ours is that like his are fun. Like he gets to talk about fun stuff that people get to have fun, and we're talking about stuff that people get to do work, and it's so much harder to deliver that dopamine hit with like a work item. I mean, like, I'm not saying people don't have fun laser engraving, they do, but it's not the same thing as like, a new monitor for your computer or like a mechanical keyboard or something, so that's another place where I'm having a hard time drawing parallels between content that other people are making and the stuff that we're making. Is that I think a lot of the stuff that we do just like isn't fun. It's just work. It's like hard work and like learning, and I think that makes it dry, and people don't seek that out as much. And that, I'm not saying that I even have a plan to do that or like a thesis around it. I'm just throwing a fact out there that just kind of is something that has been tough to contend with. So it's just not very fun at like a base level. I don't know what you guys think about that.
I mean, I think it has validity.
Yeah,
right.
Sure.
It's just one of those things. Like, I mean, we're kind of just spitballing here, anyways. But I think that's what's interesting is the fact that like it's really easy to say do both, but then the question is kind of like what's the right balance, right?
Yeah, sure.
And that's kind of because down here later on, I think it's directed text says that some people, when he does, like he said, he subscribes to a company that is like makes shorts. Like you just submit your long content to them and say, hey, here's my link. And they'll actually cut the video for you, bada bing, bada boom, into shorts. But then people who see the shorts are like, where's the rest of this video? Why isn't it here? And so engagement is engagement, but also if it's negativity and people being like, this is stupid, it's not finished, well, then that's not what actually happened, and you're kind of So there's so many ways it can like devolve into the negative,
Yeah.
So that's the other part of it too, is like it's tough, man.
Yeah.
Anyways, lots more stuff here. Keep it rolling.
Keep
Man,
it
you guys
rolling,
are
Kyle.
killing the comments, by the way.
Yeah, thanks for being a part of this. If you guys are here dropping comments in chat right now, this is exactly what I wanted. I wanted to have this conversation.
One of the things as a creator of content, you get wrapped up in your own head really easily, and it's nice to have someone who's like actually out there and like being a part of the audience.
Yeah,
like,
dude,
hey,
it's dude. I spend so much time just like sitting here frustrated. Sometimes it's so nice to actually like know that you guys are out there, and when I reach out and say I want to chat, you guys are like here to actually talk. So that's pretty nice, and I appreciate you guys.
Is he talking to us, Kyle? I think he said he appreciates. Oh,
no, not you two.
Oh.
The chat. Yeah, I hate you guys.
That's fair. That's fair.
That said, another thought are the people that are getting into lasers now just wanting Etsy files to make something instead of actually creating something from scratch. Thought being they just want settings.
Yeah, but that's always been the case, right? I mean, there's always been kind of that group of people. I don't think that's new. I think that maybe the as I always say on the show, the democratization of technology, right, is that things are cheaper, easier to get, faster to arrive. You can use them, be more and more and more brain dead, and use them just the same. So things are undeniably different, but I think that the groups of people are still the same, and I think those people have always existed. It's just easier for them to get their hands on the things that they just want settings for now or whatever. So yeah, I mean, those people definitely exist, and being able to communicate with them effectively has always been a challenge for us, but I don't know if it's new. You know what I mean? And definitely whatever is going on around here lately is new. It's definitely like the last year that we've noticed a really, really big shift. So it's important to remember that. It's important to continue thinking about reaching out to those people and being able to work with those people and trying to educate those people. I just don't know if it's new.
Yeah. Present says people love to see just a short sped up to engrave too. So like a project video just sped up start to end. Finished result. Get that dopamine hit.
Yeah, and
I'm
like
pretty
those
sure
are,
that's what the silver pendant is too. It's literally like gonna do a laser.
I know it's like crazy fast, and it's but what am I gonna do? Like just do a shorts channel that's just projects running at 20x? I mean, like there's 80,000 channels that are doing that already with their fiber lasers, where that's the only thing that they do. And it just doesn't seem like
Yeah.
there being 80,001 is going to add any sort of value or create any sort of like goodwill with the community that will again kind of turn over or convert into
Yeah, it's like
people
peeing in
that
the
are
pool.
supporting laser everything in the LE mission, you know, which is why,
Does
we're
that
here.
dilute and make it harder to find the educational content because it's getting buried under?
I'm sure that's true, but that's out of my control, you know.
Yeah.
So it's not even really worth thinking about. Continue.
Engrave says easier said than done, but keep the training and tutorial videos going and chop the skill segments in to create your shorts, then release the full detailed video as you have time to edit it.
See, and so this is where, to me, the algorithm. So two things are happening. Kind of like two discussions. I feel like it's almost like we're trying to talk about different settings. Like you know how you try to change the speed and you try to change the power.
Yeah.
And if you just change one, you can focus on and see what happens. And right now, I feel like you're kind of all over the place with where you're at in your head. To me, I think that's probably one of the best ideas. Is like look for something, and it can either be funny or interesting, and just pull a snippet out of it from what you've already done. And you can make that not your job, but Rand's doing great on like making cool shorts and stuff like that. And so that could just be something that she does, or Kyle can flag them and tag them and say, "Hey, this is funny." When you're looking back through them, and then just kind of pulling it from there, because that's where. And then you just have like 5 seconds where it's like, "Come see more at Laser Everything," boom, at the half mark or something. Because I feel like that's one thing I do see a lot of other channels that have success getting more what do you call them, subscribers, is that like, and it's one thing you hate, I know, because we've talked about it, like the thing where it's like 5 minutes in where it's like, "Hey guys, Alex here from Laser Everything to talk to you about joining the channel. Take a bit to subscribe." But at the same time, it's like, I will tell you, there's like 5 or 6 videos where I have 100% joined, because there was a lady who walks around like Asian countries, and she's like, I think she's American, and she teaches Japanese in Japan, but then travels to China, blah, blah, blah. What I'm getting at is, in her thing, she's like, "I'm on my way to 2 million. Right now I'm at 1.8 million. Help me get there." And so I was like, okay. And I literally clicked the subscribe button. Like, that was it. And I think it was like a 45-second like pitch.
Sure.
And it wasn't like a thing. So it's one of those things where it's like, "Hey, join us on their way to 100,000. Let's see how long it takes us to get there." And then putting in those like quick, sincere like things, I feel like it's not really pandering, I don't know. I think that kind of stuff is good. And then again, so that's one part of it. But the other part is, if the algorithm is the thing in question that's hindering views and subscriptions and stuff like that, then do you just feed the beast with stuff to at least make it look your way and maybe amplify what's coming to your long form, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and it's one of those things where, again, you wouldn't be making videos for the algorithm, since you're already making them anyways for what you like to do and which is the mission of the channel.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where my brain is thinking. But then the other part then would be like, okay, what is it that the algorithm wants?
Yeah, and it looks like chat's agreeing with you, and I'm sure we'll get to those comments as we kind of work our way through the list. I want to go through all of them, so we'll be here for as long as we need to be here tonight.
Bunny Washer says to gently slide it into the video. It's just some weird phrasing.
That's what I do to Matt's mom.
We'll get there.
Dad?
And you've totally broken my train of thought, so I have no idea what the fuck I was going to say anymore.
That was all. That's Bunny Washer's fault. You guys are a jerk. But
Appreciate
also
it.
love him.
All right, let's keep going.
This is good stuff, though. I feel like this is great discussion. This is good.
Sorry, the slider moved as I added stuff.
One job, Kyle.
Sorry, 85 jobs.
Things are sliding around on me. Engrave says use the shorts to draw people in that aren't subscribed. Yeah.
No.
Free says if I search an issue, find a video to solve it, I probably won't sub to that channel. Got what I needed.
It's true.
Yeah.
I mean, it's true. I do that all the time. I do
No,
it
I'm
all the
laughing
time.
because I read Anthony. Anthony right above that said, below that said, people like seeing and hearing the laser goes. He said, hell, I'm like 20 grand deep because I heard a fiber. I think he was trying to type fiber laser.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Instead he typed finger laser. And I died.
Matt makes those every week. Finger lasers.
Pew, 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 pew.
Really here to derail us today, Matt. You're doing great.
Oh, sorry.
Lakeside says, I would honestly say that based on the questions I see daily on the Facebook groups, real videos are needed now
Yeah,
more
dude.
than ever.
I know,
For
but that
sure.
doesn't help us. I remember what I was going to say
The-
before Matt derailed me with the bunny washer question. So let me bring this up.
Shh, focus.
So
I'll leave this up.
thank you. One of the weird shut up. I have it. One of the weird things that's happening right now when I'm looking at the analytics, one of the weirdest things that's happening is, if you guys don't know, we have click-through rate. Okay, it's CTR. And that's the number of people that were shown the video that actually clicked on it. Okay?
Yeah.
It's a very simple stat. And the average on YouTube is 4%. So just across all of YouTube. So across all of YouTube, 4% of people that see a video click on a video. That's the average. Generally, we get between 5 and 7%. Our CTR is really, really, really good. Even, and this is the part that gets weird, even on our videos that do not do well. So the ones that are like, say, it's been 12, 24 hours and it's at 300 views or 400 views, have a CTR of 5 to 7%. So the same number of people are clicking on the videos when they're shown them percentage wise, but not as many people are given the opportunity to click. That's what that says to me. The fact that the CTR isn't changing makes me feel like a huge part of the problem right now is that the video just isn't being shown to as many people as it used to be.
Yeah.
Because
whether it's search terms or suggestions or algorithm,
right?
or
Because I feel like if it was just less people are watching the videos, I feel like if it was less people were watching the videos, the CTR would go down because it wasn't being clicked through as often.
And to add to what you're saying, Lakeside further down, pretty much in the past couple of minutes, has just said, come to think about it, I'm not sure I even have had one fed to me through my feed in the past, so many
I saw that comment as well. Yeah.
And that's where I was like, oh, damn.
Yep.
Anthony's
here, guys. What up, bro?
Just got home, bro. Sorry.
No, it's all good. I'm glad you're here.
Yeah, I wanted to join the conversation because I watched and listened as I was driving.
Yeah, I'm sure. Saw you in chat earlier.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're bringing the chill Hawaiian vibes I need there right now.
We do need that.
It was like 50 degrees and raining today, so I thought it was a good time to break out the Hawaiian shirt.
Nice. Yeah.
Perfect weather.
All right, you want to keep us going, Kyle?
Yeah. Bunny Washer said, short video idea, laser rubber chicken.
Yeah. I don't know if I joked about this or not last week, but I have been joking definitely with my wife and with Rhiannon at the shop about doing a video where I just burn myself with every laser to show what happens. That's kind of where I'm at. That's where my brain is going right now. And
do you have any tattoos that need removed?
Dude, it's like I'm at the point where it's not that much of a joke anymore. I'm kind of serious. I kind of would be willing to put my arm in front of the W4, and just give myself 100 watts of CO2 just to be able to say that I did it. It wouldn't hurt that bad for that long, right? Right? What do you need to do? What do I need to do?
Great time to talk about how radiation can affect your thinking when you're exposed to it over time daily.
That kind of radiation.
Small doses.
Well, yeah, I guess electro boom style, but not as a joke. I mean, just to show what would happen if you put your arm in the beam path of the Mira 9.
Laura's not wrong.
Jimmy began that trend. Yeah, well,
yeah, you inadvertently got the ham of the UV laser.
Hey guys, welcome to the What's It Smell Like Thursday video.
the way I'm thinking about it in my head is that the only one that's really going to hurt super bad is the CO2. Mostly because the spot size is so big and it's so many
Mostly
watts.
because it cut a hot dog in half.
We're kind of halfway there. You covered the UV already.
The UV is only going to
I covered
sting
the
a
fiber
little.
already.
I don't think the UV is going to hurt that bad. We all know that the fiber isn't going to do shit, and the diode will probably sting a little. But the only one that's really going to give me like a third-degree burn, I feel like, is the CO2, and I'm willing to do that to save my job. So let me know, I guess, in the comments if you want me to do that.
There's like 15 people who are saying, please don't.
Maybe having a series of videos like Will It Laser, and then every once in a while throwing yourself in the mix might be a thing. But if you're going to make a whole series dedicated to like Laser Jackass, I don't know if that's exactly.
No, I'm not talking about it. I'm just talking about like a view grabber, like a one-off video. A one-off video.
Laura's coming in with the balanced thoughts here. We don't want you to do that. Just grab the Oreos, white coats, and Google.
Laura, you're one of the only people that knows about that, because when we did that, I put, and I bitch and moan about this so much, so I'm sorry for doing it again in advance. But Kyle and I probably put like 100 man hours into Lasered, and it just didn't get watched. It still doesn't get watched. They're still up. And they still don't get watched. Nobody gives a shit, because at the time,
that's 100 man hours, not including editing time.
Yeah, at the time, I thought it was because we weren't really providing that much value. I was like, well, content that provides an immense amount of value for free seems to do the best. We had a different philosophy back then, but these days that doesn't seem to work anymore. Providing any amount of value for free doesn't seem to work anymore, because it doesn't provide the short attention span dopamine hit that we keep talking about people chasing, which is part of why I'm so frustrated. You know what I mean? Like, maybe we should go back to Lasered. Like, what do I have to do? Like, go out to the Apple store tomorrow on my way to work and buy like an iPhone 15 Pro Max or whatever the fuck and shove it in a CO2? Like, I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know. We can continue. You look like you have to talk, Anthony.
Well, I was just thinking like maybe something like Lasered would be a great candidate for like doing a YouTube short style remix on those and putting them out, and kind of getting a feel for if people will engage with like a shorter form of being in lab coats, and like, all right, we're going to hit it with the UV. Bzz. Okay, didn't do much. Let's go with the fiber. Bzz. And so instead of like, the information density, now you're just getting the flashing lights and funny sounds that our lizard brains are naturally attracted to when we're scrolling. And then you might get that engagement. And when I was driving home, I heard a lot of discussion about, get subscribers. But like at the beginning of the video, you said, and I think it's actually a good number compared to some of the other people that I follow, where 70% of your people aren't subscribed. There are some really successful pages that 90% of their viewers aren't subscribed, but they're getting views because they're putting out that engaging stuff that like feeds that primal need that we have. And so like I was thinking, if you do what you do and you make the really information dense and great informative long form stuff, and you find a way to kind of dice that up into a handful of shorts, and then you put the shorts out for the people that will watch shorts.
Absolutely.
And then you put the long form stuff out for the people that will watch the long form. It's not necessarily doing a lot more work, because you could take like B-roll stuff and then segments of the finished video and kind of mash it up together and put out something that has flashing lights and funny noises. And a lot of people will watch that because lasers are cool. And like I was trying to say in my comment that I mistyped, because I was definitely at a stoplight when I typed that. I'm like 20 grand deep on this thing because I heard a fiber laser run once, so a lot of people, they'll stop and see it, like, oh, well, that's kind of cool, and then they'll move on to whatever's next, but you're getting those hits and those views.
See,
I
agree with Anthony 1,000%.
My only qualm with that is that I feel like shorts don't perform unless you're making the content for people that are watching shorts, rather than just recycling old content, because we did that for a long time. We recycled old content for a really long time, and it never seemed to hit. But then one day I shot a video of me walking out of the shop and running to my car in the rain because it was pouring outside, and it said something like, oh, it's raining a lot today on my way out of the shop, and I got like 80,000 views, and it was just with my phone running out of the shop.
Okay,
You know what I mean? So
I got an idea.
I don't feel like shorts reward recycled content, or people don't like the recycled content as much as they do content that was made for that format.
And maybe it's not even recycled content. Like you're working on the Lightburn 2.0 series right now, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like you could even take that stuff that you're about to put out and then take little short pieces of it, like, hey, it's Alex, I'm going to show you how to install Lightburn. You turn your PC on, you download this file from Lightburn, then you do this and you do that. All right, if you want to see the whole video, then click on the link and it'll bring you to that. And so you can get the people who might just sit there and watch that because it's freaking eye candy. And then, you know, you get the people that are like, oh, wow, I've never heard of this guy. He seems to know a lot about lasers. And then they move toward that.
Mm-hmm.
So you're not necessarily having to compromise the integrity of the channel by chasing these shorts views, which you could also do some of that stuff too. Not necessarily compromise the integrity of it, but like you could make short specific stuff.
Sure.
But also for future outcoming or videos that are going to come out in the future, you could also just kind of utilize that stuff plus maybe like some B-roll laser running stuff, and then just kind of throw that out there, and that'll help you.
But don't you think that
it
don't you think that it'll hurt the channel to not have a direction? You know, like, is a wide spread of a type of short a good strategy rather than like the channels that just pump out, it's just a fiber laser engraving a metal card every day, and every single day they post a new video of the fiber laser engraving a metal card, and that's it? Because I personally, and this is just my anecdotal experience that I'm sharing, when I am watching shorts or YouTube at all for that matter, and I get used to a formula or a creator and something that they're putting out, and then they do something different, I often like scroll through it or scroll past it, or I'll go to their page and like look for more of what I got used to seeing from them on a regular basis. Do you guys do that? Or
for sure. Like when somebody totally like veers off the course that you're used to them being on, it can be kind of off-putting. So
I guess part of my question, and you guys can respond to this in chat, we don't have to answer it here right now because I'm sure chat's going to respond to it, and then we can talk about it. But
by the way, chat's killing it. Good job, guys.
Yeah, thank you guys. We're coming for you. Like I said, we'll go as long as we need to tonight. I don't really care. Part of what I'm struggling with that specifically is I don't know what that is for us. You know what I mean? When you guys watch the channel, what do you come expecting to see, and what do you consider veering off course? And I need to find out whatever that is, whatever you think that normal is for us, that you're coming back and expecting to see when you check in on the channel, for example. How do I take that? Because again, chat is the biggest fans. How do I take that and turn that into something that's more appealing for a general audience so that we can get more people coming through? You know,
I'd be honest with you. Like, I think the shorts, I'm with Anthony to a degree, and then I diverge just a little bit because, well, I guess both you guys, I think it'd be really fun to have something like the lasered setup, because like, and this is what Chad is talking about currently because I've been reading it, but like having almost like a gimmick, but then also it draws you in where you're at the end of it. And it's like honestly, I could literally picture you or any of us guys just being like, hey, it's Dr. Laser. You literally just be like, we're going to zap this thing with a fiber laser, and kind of like Anthony was saying, and see what happens. And then like come back to part 2 and see what happens. And like, so you could film all of your shorts in one day, and that could just be it. Like Monday is your short day, and you do it every couple of 3 weeks.
It's not enough. So I did some research, and in order to be successful with YouTube Shorts, the vast majority of people that are successful with YouTube Shorts are posting 2 to 3 shorts a day.
Good Lord.
So
that's the thing. You can do the part 1, part 2.
I'm not saying that you're wrong. I'm just like, it's.
And the comeback for part 2 and part 3 stuff generally pisses people off.
I hate that, but I am hesitant to devote that time to it if I'm only going to post shorts on Mondays and Wednesdays once a day. You know what I mean? Like if I'm not like giving myself to it and trying to hit the numbers that people in general, the general consensus is saying is required to be successful in that format, if I can't deliver that, then is it really justified to spend any time on it at all? You know, and that's something that I am kind of having a struggle with internally on that.
So let me dive into a couple more comments.
Okay.
So
Comment.
Axbit says, I'm here for the honesty.
You fucking got it.
Santa says, do you know if all technical channels are suffering the most?
I watch a lot of YouTube. I'm a big YouTube guy. I consume a ton of YouTube because I love YouTube. I love watching people's content that they create. I follow a whole mess of different channels across the spectrum, and I've seen a ton of the biggest creators that I watch make videos about complaining about how things have changed lately and how their channels have taken a serious hit. So I don't know if it's just technical
Yeah, I've seen it
channels
across the board.
or if it's everybody. If this is the new normal, though, if this is the new norm for YouTube, we have to do something to combat it because it's not sustainable. Again, we have four mouths to feed, 4 families that we need to take care of, and so we have to perform. There's
in preparation for this show, I was actually doing a little research, not just into our channel analytics, but other channel analytics in our space, as well as other channels that are outside of our space, but in a related niche that just isn't lasers, whether it be 3D printing or CNC or whatever else. Channels that have been around for a year, 2 years more, and for every 4 or 5 channels that have historically done well, have gained viewership, gained subscribers, and didn't go AFK, right? They didn't go missing in action.
Yeah.
For every 4 or 5 channels that meet that criteria, there is one that is sustaining, and there is one that might be growing or doing well, and the rest are generally floundering off.
Yeah.
Or more. Sometimes it's more like a ratio of 6 or 7 to 1 or 6 or 7 to 2.
Sure.
And it's a little rough. And this is, again, coming from historically over the last 2, 3, 4 years, a lot of the channels have been around for longer, have been on at least a sustaining or upward trend.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not talking about like proportionately, right? Like I'm talking about a sustained linear gain,
right.
Versus definitely not a sustained linear gain. It's like a flip got switched.
Yeah, I mean, so like just we don't have to spend a ton of time on this right now, but if we just look at the overview and I show you guys, this is just lifetime stats right here. Make this big so you guys can actually see it. I mean, like it's pretty clear. Like we come straight up this ramp and then we go straight down it. It's literally like we hit like a peak and then it took a dump. And this is on just plain views here. But the same trends are there in watch time and new subscribers too, though this is slightly less of a bump, but you can still see we hit a couple peaks here and then it just goes straight into the ground, which is rough. And this is in channel lifetime. So you guys are looking at 6 years here. This is 6 years of us doing YouTube. So, it's definitely been like super great to a point, and then just instead of continuing to climb on that steady incline, it's definitely taken like kind of a radical change there. So just so you guys can see what we're looking at too, Keep
in mind too, I know a lot of you watching the screen right now are looking at that estimated revenue going, holy crap. But you have to remember that estimated revenue is
again over 6 years. Yeah.
Is like $10,000 a year, and you're talking about sustaining 4 people on a salary, right?
And at our peak around 2022, 2023, we had like 8 employees. 6-8 employees, and we're down to like 4 now, and I don't want that number to go down anymore. This it's as low as I can stomach it going without radically changing the things that we do for the community, which is a bummer, but not why we're here tonight. It's not really here to talk about that. But yeah, so that's why I just feel like this urgency to make a change, and I have some comments I wanted to respond to, but we're not there yet. Let's keep going in order.
Yeah,
so
keep
I don't.
rolling.
Garant says a flip got switched. I love you, Kyle. While you're at it, while we're talking about my dyslexia, go ahead and like that smash button.
Yeah, flip that switch down
I
there.
don't know if you're allowed to tell people that because of HR, but
I mean, just slide it in, Matt. It's fine.
I love
thank
liking
you,
the
Bunny
smash
Watcher.
button. Yeah. Word.
I gotta like the smash.
So Bunny says, are the YouTube video descriptions being 404 not found hurting the algorithm? You've had so many website links over the years, and many of the links in the descriptions might be dead.
I know. So that I'll just take responsibility for personally. I pay for fucking TubeBuddy. It's like $80 a month because they have a find and replace feature, and I try to use it as often as I can to like keep those updated. But it really needs a sustained like sit and update. And the thing that sucks about that is that every minute that I am sitting there doing that, and it's going to take so many minutes to just sit and update every single description of our 700 plus video catalog, is a minute I'm panicking because I'm not making content. And I already deal with that with the website and trying to, offer all the services and things that we do over there to like make sure that you guys have that. And we're also, dumping hundreds and hundreds of hours into the LMA and making sure people are getting the support over there. And at the end of the day, it's just like so hard for me to be like, well, I could make a video right now, but instead I'm going to sit and update 700 YouTube descriptions to make sure that they're all up and running. And people in the comments will like reach out and say, hey, this link's broken, that link's broken, whatever. And I'll drop what I'm doing and like go fix that one. But there are still, I'm sure, dozens and dozens of broken links throughout our YouTube descriptions that just really need the elbow grease to get that into shape. And that's something that I haven't done a good job of doing. So I'd like to spend more time on that. It's just only so many hours in the day, But it's a valid concern and it's a valid criticism, and it's something that I could definitely be doing better on for sure.
Hackspit says, my honest feeling is that anything worth knowing probably needs more time than a YouTube short. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, but does anybody think that it's worth knowing?
That too.
Or are they looking at it while they poop? I mean, right?
I mean, I think I think the inevitability is like the future seems to be in the shorts.
Yeah.
So don't laugh.
I can't help it. It's such a serious statement because it's valid. But then
that's how I got 2 kids.
That's how babies are
And
made.
if you don't fit in the shorts, you can't put them on.
I've seen a lot of comments on people like don't change what you're doing and all that, and I really, and I don't want to like beat a dead horse, but I honestly feel like there's a way to take new and upcoming videos and process them in a shorts version,
Yeah,
and also keep doing what you're doing.
Sure.
Because that's what makes you, and that's what makes this channel so valuable, and what brought me and these two.
That's your 4th one tonight. You're just like, hey, I
think he's valid. He's got a good point.
appreciate where Anthony is coming from, but my issue with that is that the reason that, and I say this all the time too, guys, it's just the Laser Everything podcast where we say the same thing over and over every week. The reason the channel exists at all right now is not from ad revenue. It's not from affiliate sales from shit that we talk about online. It's not from sponsorships, though we appreciate you, Johnson Plastics Plus. It is because 97% of our revenue comes in from people that donate money to let the channel continue as is. That's where all of our funds come from to do this. And I have a really hard time figuring out, people, I feel like people subscribe to the LMA, subscribe to the Patreon, subscribe to the coffee, whatever, because we provided them with some sort of immense value that like saved their ass. You know what I mean? Where like they were struggling, they had no idea what they were doing with their laser, why something was broken. They came to us, they found the solution, and it saved them in a way where they were like, I need to make sure that this, either like, I want to say thank you, or I need to make sure this resource is available for the next person who needs it that's in the same situation as me, or like maybe there isn't a lot of information like this out there and I want to make sure that it stays available, something like that, some kind of thought like that. And I just cannot fathom how anybody would ever think anything like that after watching a short, and how that's going to turn into us continuing to be financially viable. You know,
Well,
like I'm having like a really big confrontation with that in my brain.
But like, and I'm not like that deep into the YouTube world, so my view on this might be completely skewed, but like it seems like you use the short views as just shorts views and not think those people are the people that are going to actually subscribe to the channel, and the people that watch the shorts aren't necessarily going to be the people that join the LMA. But
so then how do we
you
justify,
kind of, you're like fishing. You're like fishing.
Sure, but like how do we justify the effort and time that we're putting into that when we could be producing more high density content that will convert people to keep this financially viable?
My answer to
But
that
the
would
short
be
views bring in money, right?
I mean, it's as negligible as our regular ad revenue, dude. Did you see the screen I shared earlier? It's $67,000 over 6 years.
But most of those views and stuff are off of your long form things, not necessarily the shorts, correct?
For the most part, yes.
Because I mean, there are people making a decent living off of just producing shorts.
Sure, when they get millions of views, when people, but when I think that, I'm like, okay, well, those are the people that are like, I'm going to make a video where I burn myself with every laser. You know what I mean? Like that's so. I don't know. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm asking
here's my
tonight.
thought. Here's a couple things. So number one, Johnson Plastics Plus, our sponsor. That's where you like, to me, there's so many cool things to make in there, and it's like, hey, come make something with us on a laser. So now you're doing content like Anthony's saying, which is like good quality content, but it's literally a 1 minute thing where it's like, we're going to make a coaster on a laser and it costs this much at JP Plus and we're going to sell it for this much. Boop, come check us out on Laser Everything. And you literally just do like a day, take a day to do those. And this is where your question is valid, which is how are these small bits going to lead to bigger bites? But I want you to think about any shop that you've gone to where you've walked into a place because you were there and you just wound up there, and then while you're there you notice some stuff that you decide to pick up and buy. Have you ever done that? Right? It's like compulsive things.
Sure.
So that's kind of what the shorts are, because I can tell you right now, I've watched shorts and then clicked on it till it led me to the channel, and then I kind of scrolled through some of the video catalog and I've subscribed. And it's not going to be every person who does, but I think Anthony, what he's saying is valid. It's not so much even fishing as just saying like, hey, here's a little taste of what we do here, and it could be valid. And I think that's important. And then the other thing is you're showcasing some of the stuff that your lasers can do with some cool products. If this is something, and then the other thing is if you're asking how can we turn this into something where, and by the way, this is if you're interested in how to do business, huh? You can check with me. But this is where JP Plus, like you literally say, hey, here's the code for this. Here's the item number, and this is how we made it, and the revenue that you can make if you make it too. Because that's literally what we talk about on the show. At least that's the stuff that Anthony and I like to talk about, like the business part. And then just say and then I don't know. I think that's really valid, because as someone who just bought a $500 laser, I'm looking, what can I do to make some money? And literally that's it. So it's like, hey, here's some quick ideas to turn over a profit with your new laser. Boop. And that's something that you do. And when they come here, and they see like, hey, I just bought a $500 algo laser. Now look at what the hell is that guy using? Holy shit, that thing's awesome. I want one. And that's literally what Anthony and I both did. Like I've got $30,000 worth of lasers out in my garage because I was like, ooh, the shiny makes good things, you know?
Yeah.
So, anyways, and to me, that's not really fishing so much as it is chumming the water because they're there already. It's people like us who are enjoy it, and then the other part of it is, like a lot of people are saying, the fun stuff, like add in the fun because that's like it is a learning place, but this is also a place for stupidity. I mean, we've literally used the term "slip it in," finger guns or something, or what is it, finger lasers? I mean, it's a good place. So, anyways, that to me is what is valid, and that's who you are, and then that's how you turn it into revenue, right? Like, so just saying, you're throwing your code out there, you're letting people know, hey, this is something that we do, but not only this, come learn about all the lasers that make these cool things. Boop.
Yeah.
So, and that's a valid because that validates why you're doing it,
Yeah.
So, any hoozle, more comments.
All right,
My
keep us
rant's over.
going. Keep us going, Kyle.
Ooh, Jack in the shop just said, take the Discord coin challenge to YouTube. Check out what other people have learned here when you make it with us.
Take advantage of everybody else's hard work and try to make money off it. I mean, that's what everybody else does on YouTube. That's what I should do.
Oh my God.
Directed Tech says they subscribe to a service that will take long form videos and cut them down into shorts, but a lot of people complain because the shorts aren't complete.
Yeah, I think we've mentioned that. Yeah,
we got one.
Alex, we're in the same boat that we both do technical content. We should talk on the phone sometime. Strategies that worked well over the last 18 years I've been doing it.
Yeah, Ultimate Reloader, that's a huge channel.
Yeah,
they have like millions of subs. So thanks for reaching out, dude. I appreciate you dropping a comment and being here for the show.
Alicia says, I think many laser shops have expanded to add UV printing versus staying laser only. So they move to other areas of content creators for learning. It is starting to spread the views of content.
This is interesting, and we'll come back to it later. I've heard arguments both ways that like narrowing the content could help it like heal, but also like expanding the content could help it heal. And I don't know
there's more of that later in this too.
Yeah, I know. And so we're going to come back around to it and we can talk about it when we hit it again, because I do want to get to all of these. But I just wanted to point out now, while reading Alicia's comment, thanks for the comment, Alicia, that there are people that argue both ways on that, and I'm not really sure which one of those.
I only come here for lasers. I don't want to learn nothing else.
Yeah. All right, let's keep it rolling.
Mike says, focus on long-form videos and let AI generate the shorts and slop if you want it. That's fair.
It's fair.
Directed Tech, I watch Laser Everything videos to learn. I watch LTT more in the background as entertainment while I'm working. I guess there's something good to be said about that, right?
Yeah, sure.
Geek of all trades, what about engraving on weird stuff? Like something you wouldn't ever think of engraving on, just a new weird thing every day. Boom. 60 seconds sped up video, short video. Not a very heavy lift there, right?
Not a very heavy lift. And maybe Lasered was always destined for shorts. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
maybe
like
it was ahead of it.
Willip.
Yeah, maybe it was ahead of its time, and I just wasn't thinking about it the right way. The problem with that is that I always saw Lasered in my head. The vision was like for this big production, you know what I mean? With like a studio and lab coats, and we had the lights, and like it looked so good and it sounded so good. And it was so thorough, and that wasn't necessarily the right way to do it. That's just, again, that was the vision. But maybe it does make more sense to do, a weekend where we like get together, we get the lab coats on, and we just shoot like 1,000 of those, like really, really short, and batch them out.
Well, and to me, that's where Jackie would be a huge part in that, where it's like, hey, let's just make some really cool shit with like what we already have here from JP Plus, and then the other things, because like the seasonal stuff that's coming out.
And to keep costs down, you could have people mail stuff in.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, got something you want?
You want to see this get lasered live?
Massive Goodwill run.
I mean, honestly, like the microwave was supposed to be a space heater for the depths of space travel, and now it's a microwave, and look what it did for us. You never know.
Yeah,
Lasered can live on.
True.
Lakeside says, I honestly do not think I have been fed a single Laser Everything video in my YouTube feed in months.
Yeah, that's
what we were talking about earlier.
It's a bummer.
That's the struggle. Yeah.
That fucking sucks, man.
Robert says, everything I know about fiber lasers and EasyCAD I learned mostly from your channel. So screw shorts, make anything just for YouTube algorithm, and as a click magnet, your normal regular videos are the gold mine.
Thanks, Robert.
Gulf Coast says, the bad thing about settings is that even with twin machines, same everything, power, lens, substrate manufacturer, flown from the same flight from China, have totally different settings. That can be the case.
I don't want to go off on a tangent on this because I go off on a tangent about this every single fucking week. But like, that is an education problem, you know, and I feel like that's part of what we try to do here on the show and what we try to do in our longer form content. It's a big part of the reasoning for the existence of the ultimate laser processing guide, and before it the Lightburn crash courses. There's a huge gap in people's desires to produce something and their willingness to participate in the education around how these things work. And there's two ways to solve that. One of them is to make everything so incredibly fucking stupid that anybody can use it. Looking at you, Xtool, keep doing what you're doing. The F2 Ultra looks great. Feel free to send me one. The other way is to educate people, and people are a lot more resistant to that, you know. So, but I think that's an education issue. That's my response to that. And I wish that we could excite people more into, or trick people, I guess, into being more excited about learning why that's the case and why that's going to be a problem, rather than just existing without that knowledge. You know, it's a hard sell. At least I feel like it's a hard sell, but that's what we do here. So we need to make it appealing, and that's part of that struggle. But
how about you make laser shorts in shorts?
I'm just gonna make all laser
And a tank
shorts
top.
naked from now on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, the UV hit my peen. All right, just keep going.
Use the Borat Mankini and talk
Oh
in
my
accent.
God,
Be like, today we're
no.
going to laser.
I will
Yeah.
pay you not to do that.
Cool.
Bunny Washer says,
wait
I
for
know
my
you
check.
hate it, but more self-promotion, gently slide it into the video, go for 100K subs.
Yeah,
How
one of
different.
the things that I've been kind of wanting to do, and I've been kicking this idea around for a while. I think with all three of these guys and Rhiannon at work too, is just like doing it earlier in the role. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So like, drop the intro, then the laser everything, and then maybe like a minute of footage, and then a minute in like cut to like, hey guys, do you like laser everything? Don't forget to fucking do all the stuff. That way I'm not saying it like at the ass end of the video when people have already checked out.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, it's just not something that I think about a lot because I'm so focused on like the content. I'm not sitting in the video like, how can I advertise laser everything? Like, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I'm just like, how do I sell the education? You know what I mean? Like,
Right,
what's the
but
point of
if
this
you're
video?
talking about what's the shift, then that might just be the gentle shift that you need.
Sure. And it's 100% valid, and it's something that I need to start doing, and that's definitely something that I could be doing better on too. So that's great feedback, and I appreciate you sharing it.
Yep. And Cheryl says a lot of the more or less the same stuff in a different way.
So
Yeah.
Don't forget to ask for the subs. If you don't ask, you don't receive. If it doesn't come
You know,
off,
I fucking ask a lot. I just do it when nobody's watching the video.
or the people who are already subscribed to.
Yeah, you guys should see
we appreciate you guys.
The curves are pretty crazy on like when people stop watching, right? So it starts like here, and
it's
then
like the fall off on the video. When do
Yeah,
people start
the-
looking away or changing the channel? or something?
always, and this is always the way it is. This isn't new. I'm not complaining about this. It's just how it is.
They're just facts.
First 5 seconds of the video, 50% of people are gone. Like just instantly. 5 seconds in, out. Then we keep 50% pretty much to the end, and then the last minute, gone, like down to 2%. And I think that hitting the people that stay after that first drop, you know what I mean? Like after that,
The people who are there
50%,
for that last 2% leave autoplay on for the next video is basically
Right, like-
what that means.
that middle section, those people need to hear the ad, if we want to call it the advertisement for the purposes of this
That's just the
conversation.
pitch, yeah.
And they don't hear it right now, because they're gone by the time we do it in the last 45 seconds or whatever. So definitely shifting that, I think, forward a little bit might help out. Yeah.
This is pretty cool. Bunny Washer, real quick, just said a car guy, Rich Rebuilds, and Evan and Caitlin both have YouTube channels with funny commercials, like the pitch.
Mhm.
They start so subtle that you don't even know you're getting pitched.
Yep.
We'd be pretty good at doing some funny shit.
Yeah.
Just got to softball it in.
Pretty much.
Directed says it's a balance of serving two masters. If I make a laser video, I'll get a few hundred views, maybe. If I make a video about a hot 3D printer or some 3D printing controversy, I'll get thousands. Yeah.
Like drama.
And that's like the balancing like the educational content versus the hot topic, right?
Yeah.
Debate.
It's tough.
Well, that's what, and I mean, like a big, and this kind of brings us full circle, is that like I need to create stuff that gets the big masses to see us so that we can keep the people that are part of that mass as part of our community while still making stuff that you, the long-term viewer, the people who bother to sit through 2 fucking hours of this, keep you guys engaged and delivering what you're expecting to get. And I think that the slices of that Venn diagram are very narrow where there's overlap. And that's a big part of the problem, is I need to make something that you aren't going to think is garbage that they're going to be interested in. And that's a really hard balance, I think, to make. Not something that I feel particularly well equipped to do right now, but that's part of what I've been kind of sitting on. So
CC says, I hear YouTubers talk about the first few hours to 24 hours being so important. When I see a long video I want to watch, sometimes it takes a few days to get the time to watch it.
Me too.
So that's, I mean, we've all been there, right?
Yep.
My watch later list is hundreds of videos long at this point, and it is what it is. I mean, it's a world of content out there.
Yep.
And you're right. So the funny thing about the first 24 hours or so, even the first couple hours, is that if your video doesn't start getting served to people and it doesn't get any kind of traction, that's where the click-through rate tends to kind of eat the video alive. If it's got a lower than normal click-through rate, YouTube sees that as a deterrent to serving that to other regular viewers.
And you just hit a wall. The video just stops. We have videos that are 5-6 years old now that we published, and they got 300 views in the first 24 hours, and they haven't gotten another one since. Because YouTube will not serve it. You have to go find it manually because it will not ever show up for you. And
you could literally, we tested it. Me and Alex literally put the video title word or letter for letter into the search bar. It will not come up. It's not a hidden video. It's not set to private. It just it
will take you to other channels,
and that's
stuff.
The crazy thing is that's half the videos on our channel probably suffer from that. The other half did well in the beginning. They had a really strong first 2 to 3 weeks, and then they just slowly kind of continue to churn and get views, and YouTube continues to serve them. And then there's a really, really small percentage of the dead videos that just suddenly wake up and break out. But they're rare. We get 2 or 3 maybe a year that'll wake up. Yeah.
It takes a catalyst to kind of reinvigorate them. Yeah. Somebody linking it in a Facebook group, and then it kind of gets a mini viral injection of views, and then it starts getting served again out of nowhere. But it's a rarity. Yeah. So that's where that kind of importance comes from, and you'll see it if you've seen the back end of the channel, and actually you might have seen it when Alex had the back end pulled up. Is YouTube is very adamant about saying initial viewership doesn't mean anything to the whole, and algorithm and blah 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 doesn't mean anything. And it's I think it's on the analytics page.
Sneak preview: one of a kind hand blown glass pumpkin engraved with the UV that comes out tomorrow morning.
I'm excited.
Sorry, what are we looking at?
Under analytics.
Oh yeah, sure.
Hey, by the way, did that come out pretty gored?
Yeah, it came out very gored.
Pumpkin jokes, bitches.
Yeah, I don't know where it is right now, but whatever.
Okay, yeah. Our
So
most viewed video of all time is a YouTube short.
Yep.
Throwing that out there. Yep. Anyway,
we got a suggestion for the first ever laser circumcision, followed by homebrew tattoo removal.
Oh yeah, sure.
I guarantee that video with those drunk Russians removing the tattoos has like millions of views. I don't know about a lot of subscribers though. So
Durant says, I was just gonna say what Anthony said: laser hot dogs, laser other nonsense. Yeah.
For shorts, are we still talking about shorts? Like, yeah.
Probably.
These are literally like almost an hour ago at this point.
Yeah. I'm half an hour.
3 hours later.
Santa, in fairness, said that the laser circumcision would be a one and done.
Indeed, it would.
I guess that would definitely be a little short.
I've been through that process already, so we'd have to find a volunteer.
Oh, now we're there. Now we're there.
Now we're there. It's been that long. We're that far past
because everything has been revealed.
Me too. Resin says, yep, because shorts can link other videos now. Link to another video now, sorry. So that is very helpful to send them to the long form video. So yeah, I guess we could link them together, I guess.
Sure.
Santa says, I would be willing to say your content is a specialty niche, that you have a few channels that you are competing with. You have few channels that you are competing with, so they're not going anywhere else.
And honestly, I mean, lasers are only becoming like more prolific.
Yeah.
So it seems like this channel's probably in a pretty good position where there's going to be a steady flow of new inquisitive minds
I get
that are going to be directed.
Like, part of my problem with that statement is that we do very specific work here, and I'm under no illusion that the work that we're doing is unimportant, right? I know that the content that we're putting out genuinely helps people, and I'm really, really proud of it. But when I look at other channels like Michael's over at Laser Engraving 911 or like Make or Break Shop or whatever, and I just see like a never-ending stream of like reviews or like novel videos that are just doing like weird kind of like random stuff with this tech, or they're doing kind of like overview style content of things rather than like deep dives and looking at things closely, they're doing so much better than we are. And so it's just really hard for me to face that and be like, why don't we just sell out? You know what I mean? Like, and make the content that people are asking us to make from like an advertiser point of view, because I feel like it would be so much easier to do that. And I'm really struggling with that on like a super deep level, pretty much every day. Because YouTube knows I like lasers, so it's constantly showing me other people's laser videos that are getting tens, hundreds of thousands of views, and you watch them and they're really well done, they're really well produced, and they are short and they're great. Either like kind of overviews or like very short, like kind of topical reviews that skim the surface level, and that's what they do. And people eat it up. And I know that that's not what people come here for, but I need what people come here for to be more productive, to put it lightly. That's a really big struggle. It's really, really, really hard to look at that every day and not radically change what we're doing. So,
well, see, so this is where, to me too, this is where you've got different tools for the different things that you're doing. So you have the YouTube channel to help teach people and show people things and do reviews. And then you've got the Laser Master Academy to help them delve deeper and to like actually break things down and dig into it. And that's like the service that you can provide there. I think what a lot of people like is they want a window shop. They want, like, I mean, all of us want that next thing that's going to give us the dopamine hit. We have it in our hands Just like when you're a kid and you got a Game Boy and you're like, oh my god, this is the best thing ever, and then like 20 minutes later you're like, ah, fuck, this game's hard.
Yeah.
You know? So, and that's kind of what the lasers do. So, you know, it's like, think about the videos, like you said earlier, that do great. There's one of me and Kyle who literally were just sitting there, and I think it was an Amazon Prime Day video that he and I did, and it's got like 60,000 views, and it's just like 25 things you should spend your money on today with the Amazon Prime. And it's like people just want to like be coaxed into buying something, or they're already on the edge and they just want that push to be like, well, look what this guy did, or look what this lady did. And so there's that aspect, and there's validity to it, because there are some people who want to see like, hey, this guy can do it, I must be able to do it too. But I think, like you said, that to you is like selling out or whatever. But at the same time, there really are people who want to see informational things, but just like in a brief, quick format. And then the delving into it part is where the Laser Master, to me, that's why I joined Laser Master Academy ages ago, is because it was like, okay, cool, the YouTube thing is good, but I want to talk to people. You know, like I need to get into this. And that's why I joined the Discord. That's why people do the coin competition. That's why they do, which, by the way, Anthony kills it with that. And like the engagement is there. The people are learning. They're like, holy shit, look what my buddy did. And so I think having all the different pieces is important. And then maybe utilizing them in different ways, or not different, but just new ways, could be fruitful in that sense.
Right.
So, I don't know. That's my thought.
Yeah, no, it's good.
But
right,
I have to leave because I have to go give my kid medicine. And
right,
then I got to take the dog for a walk, and then I'm dead.
Sure. Well, go die. We're just going to wrap up on these comments here if we can. A lot of people are still just banging it out.
I know,
in
but
chat,
I was
so
just about to
I'm
say,
stoked
before I
about
leave, you guys tonight have showed up and showed
We-
out, dude, so thank you guys.
it.
Yeah,
thank you.
we really appreciate the feedback, the engagement, the conversation. It's what we need right now.
It's good to know. It's good to know you guys are here.
On that note, Geek of All Trades says laser everything OF, only fibers.
If you do laser everything OF and it's only fibers, no one's going to watch your channel because everything's about UV these days. So,
Yeah. Jack in the Shop says, I 100% hate comeback for part 2 videos. Yeah.
me too. I'll never do that. That's
I
not
think we're
happening.
all in agreement that that's off the table
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, indeed.
F that.
I've fallen for that like twice. And there's never a
Effective
part
as it
two.
may be, you know what the worst part is like you watch the part 1 and maybe there is a part 2, but it's like 50 videos
It's
ago
very-
because
it-
people
yeah,
are making 2 to 3 shorts a day. You know what I mean? When they're being really successful with that. So
You
it's
just watched a video that's 4 months old and you're looking for part 2 under
Yeah.
1,000 videos.
Yeah, we're not doing that.
No.
This was the comment I referenced earlier. Too much everything in laser everything. Yeah. So people with a fiber or CO2 are not going to watch anything else. Maybe it's time to downsize or narrow your content. So this is the other side of that argument. I don't want to get too into it. I want to keep rolling through the comments because we have so many of them. But people have suggested both to me, and I don't know what the right answer is or if there's a right answer at all. I try to create other spaces. We have laser everything else for just like the nonsense and the goof stuff. I did make the Make Army channel at one point because I wanted somewhere to place things that weren't necessarily directly laser related, but were still educational or interesting.
Electroplating or
Yeah.
plating or
Yeah, and I have a couple videos over there, but it's not like I have a ton of time to be doing that. But so I try to keep things separated out, but maybe I shouldn't. When I go off base, though, it seems like they don't perform super well on the main channel. So it's hard to say, and I don't know what the right answer is, but we can continue.
we'll keep digging. Directed says, I don't do enough fun and interesting videos because I'm too busy with reviews.
Sure.
But when I do fun videos, they barely get any views.
Yeah, some of my my proudest achievements, but the things that I think are the absolute coolest on this channel are the things that do the absolute worst, and that's a bummer. I got the and I won't go on too long about this, but I got the Chronos a couple years ago now. It's that 40,000 frame per second camera, and it's not like a Phantom Flex or anything, but it's one of the coolest pieces of gear. And I was like, I'm gonna make the coolest shit with this. And then I did that one video like right when I got it, where you could actually see the individual pulses of a fiber laser is moving across the material. And I love that video so much.
That's such a good video.
It's so cool, dude. It's so one of like the coolest things I think I've ever made. And it has like under 1,000 views now today. And it's just a bummer. So I don't make stuff like that anymore because it doesn't get watched. As cool as I think it is, I've got a ton of shit just like it that just sits on my hard drive that I just never published because it just doesn't perform, and I have to spend my time editing things that perform, or we're gonna lose our channel and lose our community, and there's just like the constant threat of that. So unfortunately that kind of stuff just kind of gets brushed to the side unless I find myself with a huge amount of extra time for some freakish reason, which hasn't happened in God knows how long. So yeah, I don't know, it's a bummer. I feel that. I'm right there with you, man.
Yep. Give a large focus to shorts and for 15 to 30 days. If it works, it works. If not, try something new. If what you're doing isn't working, you got to change it up.
Yeah, I mean, that's why we're here, right? That's why we were having this conversation.
Yep.
And I really needed you guys to be here for it. I'm looking forward to reading the comments too. I'm sure it's going to get a bunch of comments after it's closed up. And I'm looking forward to reading that feedback too, maybe from people that aren't here for every live or don't watch every video, because they might have some different opinions too to share. But yeah, definitely. You know what I mean? We gotta kind of focus in and do some pivoting and really pay attention to the stuff that people really want to see from us, and maybe get rid of the stuff that isn't doing it for people.
Yep. Devil's Advocate here from Santa says your content is for people who want full content to understand. So I don't know if you will get the general public.
Yeah, I get that, but like we need them too. I wish that we were a non-profit. That's what I wish. I wish we were like a non-profit, and because we basically are, it feels like we are. We make just barely enough money for the people that participate in it on an official level to survive, and then that's it. So I hate that it's a business all the time. I hate that this is like a business that I'm running. I don't feel like it's a business when I'm working on it. I feel like it's some kind of weird public service. As little sense as that makes, even to me, just saying it out loud. But it is. And so because of that fact, we have to, turnover's high, man, especially on like the LMA Patreon. People come in, they check in for a month, they check out. That turnover rate is huge, especially because so many people just pop in, they grab the settings and they're out. You know what I mean? And that's great. I'm glad that like that brings people in and it's exciting for them, and they want that resource to get started with their lasers. But it's just not sustainable. You know what I mean? It just doesn't work long term. And in order to keep up with the way things are going right now, we need fresh meat for the grinder. I hate to say it like that. I know it's a little like crude, but that's just the fact. Is that you have to replace the people that bounce. And so being able to reach out and grab new people to get interested in this stuff, to get interested in the channel, to get interested in learning and offer them a helping hand is our entire business model right now. So we have to reach more people or we won't exist anymore. So it's just kind of like the unfortunate reality of that. Keep us going. We're gonna
Bunny Washer says maybe push a product on each show. Could be a different t-shirt each show. Maybe sell a lizard coin.
Yeah. We thought about doing that coin for a minute. We were messing around with it, and
Yep.
it's a big time suck, as you all know. Coins take fucking forever, and we have a merch shop. You can go to it literally right now. There's probably links to it under this video. I haven't updated like the designs. They're pretty uninspired. A lot of it is just like laser everything t-shirt or whatever. So I could probably do something better if I had spent more time on that. But again, that's more time that I'm like not making content. I'm spending on those kind of things. It's not that you're wrong. It's just hard for me to justify spending the time on that when I could be making content, and like we should be making a video like every day or, 2, 3, 4 times a week. It's really, really hard to focus on the external stuff, but it's good feedback nonetheless. And I don't disagree with you. I think that stuff's important too. It's just finding the time.
Geek of All Trades says, are you on other platforms as well, or just YouTube? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we are. It's a token effort. I give everything I have to YouTube, Discord, and the LMA 100%. Kyle alone gives 100% of his time to the LMA. You know what I mean? And then Miranda and Rhiannon are kind of on the other socials, and like things go out to them, but we aren't giving that the energy and effort that the big three get. Again, YouTube, Discord, LMA, just because we're maxed out. When we had more employees and we were making a lot more money, we had people that were dedicated to those other platforms, and it did well, but it didn't do well enough to pay for them, or they'd still be here. So we've kind of let those go. And again, they still get updates, they still get content. We do posts to them. But that whatever our strategies are on those isn't really resonating with the people on those platforms. And I don't find that surprising. Again, it's mostly recycled content that we've used for other places. The TikTok is a bunch of YouTube videos, and the Instagram is a bunch of YouTube videos that are getting kind of reappropriated for those platforms. And I think that the content that does well on those platforms is the content that's being created for those platforms. You know what I mean? With those platforms in mind. And we simply don't have the manpower to do that. So it's kind of, it sucks, but I just don't know what to do about it. I've only got 2 hands and 12 hours in a day or whatever. So, all right.
Bunny Washer says, maybe show people what you get. Scroll the website on the Patreon or Masters on every show.
Yeah.
Don't just tell them to subscribe. Show them why.
Sure. Yeah. We could definitely do more talking about those things other than the pitch. I feel like the LMA, it's kind of hard to sell to someone who doesn't already need it. But, I'd be interested to hear what you guys want for, and we've had this conversation before on the channel, but I'd be interested to hear what you guys want for like perks for that kind of stuff. Right now, the Patreon and the coffee just kind of like, or even YouTube memberships just kind of sit there. They don't really give you anything other than being like, hey, we need this blood to survive. You know what I mean? And they just kind of sit there and do that. If there's something I could reasonably give you guys that wouldn't absolutely destroy our time, so that we can continue doing the stuff that's important, I would be 100% willing to do that. Like with YouTube memberships, a good example is, and this is something I wanted to talk about tonight very briefly, but when you become like a member and then you get the early release videos, does anyone actually give a shit about that? Like, do people really care? I don't know. And I see that touted as one of the perks all the time for becoming like a YouTube member. I could never possibly give a shit about that.
There's a lot of channels too that also, they'll gate some of their videos entirely behind a paywall. Period.
I can't do
and
it.
They never become free. And that's something that kind of, it's against kind of our core belief about educating people.
I mean, not only is it against our core belief, I'm like afraid to do it. I'm afraid to invest that much time into something that 100 people are going to watch. Like that freaks me out big time. Spending that much time and that many resources on something so few people are going to see is very, very scary for me to do.
Even like a members only live stream or something like that might be cool.
We used to do them. I don't know if you remember. And it was a 1/10 of what is here right now with us. That came to those. Like, I appreciate that people want that time to, have like one-on-one discussions with us. And I do very, very much appreciate the people that did come to them when we were doing them, when we had a lot more people hanging around like the LMA and stuff. but it was just like 6 people, you know what I mean, or like 3 people, and then
Like
we
on the high side.
yeah, and then we'd like talk about like really good stuff, and I'm like, why is this not public? You know what I mean? Like, why are this is so much good information in here, and I can't even share it on the channel? And it's just another case of like, oh, I spent a ton of time on this, and it's getting consumed by like the absolute lowest number of people, when it could be that I did the same exact content and it was out there as like another net in the sea to like get more people here or something like that, you know? So it's very, very difficult for me to justify.
I was kind of thinking more along the lines of like, we used to do the Friday live days.
Yeah.
And then like, so you could do like a members only of that. And then so like you'd have feedback and input from a small group of people, but then like maybe a week later, just release that.
Sure.
And then people could consume it. So you're not gatekeeping necessarily whatever information is traded during those sessions, but like members or subscribers or whatever to like the YouTube channel or to the LMA or whatever could like actively participate. And then people just watch as a kind of fly on the wall later
That's
on.
good. Yeah, that's a good idea. It's a good thought. I'm on board with it.
Grave Dream says, I've always been here for the knowledge. Unfortunately, it seems that the newest machine owners expect click and print setup. I think the sweet spot is short form skill videos, breadcrumb trails.
Yeah, I mean, like the kind of scary thing is like, you know, if you think about like printers, right? Like if YouTube was around in the 80s, there would probably have been YouTube channels about like printers. You know what I mean? And like
How to
printing
replace your daisy wheel on your printer.
shit, dude. You know what I'm saying? Or like typewriters or whatever.
70s.
Those channels literally could not exist today because those technologies have been reduced so far down to like thoughtless use. And I'm, you know, it's kind of scary to think that that might end up being the path we're on and the trajectory of this, because that will invalidate people beyond being salesmen, which is, you know, rough, I guess. But I don't have a lot to say about that or have any solutions to suggest. It's just kind of like a little thought experiment that like, and you know, the technology does kind of trend to that way and do that kind of stuff. And so I don't know, just something to think about, but not really a talking point, just a curiosity.
No. Michael says, what I found that seems to be pulling more viewers over time is the how-to videos, kind of like the early videos y'all used to make.
Yeah. How to engrave stainless steel. Yeah, sure. How to, yeah.
Garrett says, honestly, the only way to move ahead here is fun shorts and informative videos.
Sure.
So there's that.
Yep.
Bite Washer, hey, don't take any of this as criticism. Everyone is just trying to brainstorm ideas because we love the channel and trying to help.
I never would. I welcomely enjoy criticism. I was watching, I was hanging out with Rhiannon at work today. One of my favorite YouTubers of all time, his channel is called 8-Bit Ryan. He's a gamer. He plays video games. Specifically horror video games, which I don't like playing myself because I'm a wuss. So I like watching other people play them. So I still get to experience them, but I don't feel like I'm doing it alone. Anyway, I was watching his channel and he published a video this week that was just literally called like everything you guys hate about my channel. And he made a YouTube community post. He made a YouTube community post being like, what do you guys hate about my channel? And then he made a video where he like went through all of the criticisms. And in it, he said, you know, a lot of people like to get praise and like hear about things that they're doing right and things that they love. And I am one of those kind of weird people that just like wants to hear the criticisms and wants to hear, you know, what you guys aren't liking and what you wish I was doing differently or what's really irritating about, you know, my channel. And that really resonated with me. And I feel like I'm that kind of person too. A lot of people, you know, will leave super nice comments in chat, like while we're live right now. You guys have said some like really nice, incredible things. And I just go like, oh, thank you. You know, because I don't like really know how to react to that. Like, I want you guys to tell me kind of like what I suck at so I can think about like what it is that I need to fix or what might be bothering you. I respond a lot better to that for some reason. And so even if it was criticism, Bunny, I am more than welcomed to, or I'm more than welcome it. You know, I'm comfortable with it. You got to be thick skinned to do this job anyway. And you guys are like the nicest group of people ever. So
ultimately, if there's something wrong and we don't know what it is to fix it, how do we fix it?
Yeah,
right?
we can't fix it anyway. So
we need feedback. And
yeah,
so
maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll do that same thing too, and hop on that trend and make a community post later. Like, what do you guys hate about Laser Everything? And maybe address some of the criticisms that way. And that could be a fun experiment.
That reminds me, one of the things I was kind of thinking of when driving here was like, for people that watch this in the near future, maybe if there was a way to like put up a poll on, you know, lasereverything.net and say, what direction do you think we should head in? And people,
I've done it. That's the other frustrating thing is like these guys here have so many good ideas, and these guys here that are listening right now live are the only people that respond to polls. They don't get answered. I've posted them on the LMA. I've posted them on Discord. I've done like community posts for them, and I feel like they get like just overlooked. And I'm like, I'm asking you guys, I will make anything that you tell me to make. Just tell me what you want to see, you know? And sometimes I feel like I just like can't get an answer, but that might just be me. I might not be doing it right. It could totally be like a me problem and not a you problem.
Well, I'd say doing it on like LMA and Discord, that's kind of like putting it behind a fence. Like if you just did it like on the general website and you're like, hey everybody, if you have any input on what we should do, click on this link now, and then you could put the link up there, and then maybe you'll get that engagement. But I don't know, it's just kind of throwing crap at the wall.
No, yeah, sure.
Hackspit says the future is in the shorts. Sounds kind of like harassment.
That's because it is.
That's what she said.
And there's some more.
Hackspit says, so here's a poorly thought out proposal. Fan art engraving as a hook into learning to do this thing.
Like fan art, like the copyrighted material?
Or could it be like fan art, like somebody makes something and sends it to us to engrave? I guess that's open-ended. I don't know.
It's a little open-ended.
If you could clarify, we could dig into that.
I would love to just sit around and engrave my favorite waifus all day, but I don't think Miranda will let me do
that. Resin, yes, 100%, Alex. I found you from the image video, watched more than joined the live, and just had to support you guys. You do great work, and I appreciate and love you guys. Thank you.
Oh, we love you too.
The JP Plus videos are awesome. I do enjoy those. You and Rhiannon do, Alex.
You know, I'm glad you like those. Let me just stop there for like a second. That is like as close to sellout as I get are like those Johnson Plastics Plus videos. And the only reason I make them is because I really genuinely love everything that they send me and they're fun to do. I have a lot of fun making those videos. It's like a new challenge video every month. Rhiannon and I basically have to like pick a new item from the store, and we are challenged to like do something cool with it and make it look good. And that's a lot of fun for me. And that's the only reason that I do them. If I, for 1 second, like thought that I wasn't like having fun doing that anymore, or that it wasn't interesting, or that, it felt like a literal advertisement, I would stop doing them. So I'm glad that you like them, because we like making them. We make them because we think they're fun. And hearing that you like them makes me feel really good about it too.
Yeah. Also, you aren't kidding. The reality of the relationship there too is you've literally been a customer of theirs for half a decade or more.
Longer than if not only had a business, but like longer than not only longer, not only. How do you fuck do you? I'm like having a stroke. This is why we don't go. This is why we don't go 2 hours on these.
Use your words, Alex.
It's been longer than I've had a YouTube channel, and since I've owned my own business that I've been a customer of them. We started buying from them when I worked for Michael at Cinema Laser Engraving at the very beginning of that. So it's been many, many, many years. Yeah.
Yep. Geek says, I had a short video hit 2.5 million views and it made $300 over 2 years. That's not sustainable. The ad revenue isn't going to pay the bills, IMO.
Yep.
Like Alex said, you need to pump out many shorts per day.
Yeah, that's super true.
And
here's the other piece of that too is do when you do so many shorts in a single day on a single channel, do they just start trampling each other out? But I guess that's a whole different topic. So this is part of another chain that I can't find the comments to, but the concept Laura had here was do like a project video and then include like a supply list in the description so people can follow along and do it like a step-by-step.
Yep.
That would be pretty cool. That's kind of like a class in a box kind of deal.
That would kind of be like maybe like a cool tier maybe to the LMA is like if you have this tier level, then you get like a swag box and then I don't know.
I've thought about that so many times and I know nothing about providing that to people, but it sounds fun. Like I love when channels do like the loot boxes, you know, where they just like mail you a box full of like just different shit every month. And I feel like that would be really, really fun to put together. It seems like the channels that do that regularly have a lot of fun putting them together. And it seems like the people that get them really enjoy them. I would love to do that. I have no idea where to start. I can't even imagine like the work that I would have to put into that to make it worthwhile every single month. And I think it would be worthwhile if I did. It's a great idea. It's a really, really great idea.
Comments here, but Laura said, do it, have something set up through Johnson Plastics.
Maybe I need to email Jackie about that.
Maybe
that might be interesting too.
Yeah, maybe we could do like a quarterly sample box to make it worth the time for them to put it together or something.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea. I think it'd be a lot of fun.
Paul says, hi, I'm an after-sales support tech for fiber and CO2, and I recommend your channel for references for our customers in Europe, especially in Germany.
Nice. Thank you.
It's great to hear that we're getting spread like that. So
I think cool. I think a lot of people find us that way too, where like support teams like reference our content directly and then send people to us to like watch a series or whatever to like get them started, and that feels good. That's really nice, and we always appreciate when people do that.
I've been told by 2 companies, and I won't say who, but they use our videos for training their techs.
Yeah,
which is interesting. But Geek of All Trades, Idea Time, short series, Goodwill trips for laser and stuff.
I'll touch on this too. So one of the things that I experimented with, part of the problem is like we have no consistency here because I'm always trying new things to try to find something that people really react to. And I think that we haven't ever hit that on the channel, which is a bummer. But when Michael and I went to Light Object, we did a big Light Object trip, went to California, and we shot a bunch of like dedicated videos over there. Like one of the things that I did was kind of like more vlog style, where we were like going to the store to buy things to bring to Light Object to test their lasers with. Do you remember that one, Anthony?
Yeah.
And like
that was lots.
We went to Big Lots. That's right. And that was so fun to shoot. I had so much fun shooting that video. And I would love to do something like that regularly. That'd be so cool. Like Rhiannon and I, like once a week, we could just like drive to Goodwill, you know what I mean? And just pick up like a fucking cart of random shit and like throw it under the laser. That would be a ton of fun. It also takes a super long amount of time because you have to do on-site shooting at like a store. And then you need to edit all of that to make it audible because you're in like a public place. There's people talking. People are looking at you weird because you're like recording in a store. And then you have to get all that stuff under a laser because it's a laser channel, and then like edit that all to be like under 10 minutes or into shorts. And so it's just, again, it comes to like an investment versus like reward situation where it just, as fun as it is, takes such an incredible amount of time invested into it that in order to make it worth it, something else on the channel would have to suffer. And that, again, makes me nervous. I'm not against it. I'm not saying that it's like I'll never do it again. It just makes me very, very nervous because in order to tackle something like that and give it the amount of attention that I feel like it would need in order to be good, something else would suffer. So it just stresses me out. I'm stressed.
Lakeside, can you not just use reels from TikTok and Instagram as your shorts and use them all as ads for the reel content?
Yeah, I mean, we definitely, we touched on this a lot earlier in the show. So forgiven if you weren't here, but, or if we just took that long to get to it and you are still here, sorry. But yeah, we recycle a ton of content. It doesn't seem to do well. So,
both those people review new or unreleased items. Yeah, sell out a little. It's okay to take in lasers and review them.
right, sure. But do you want me to review them? Like review them? Or do you want me to like review them? You know, because if you want them actually reviewed, as in a review of their performance and like value proposition, that takes a week per episode, you know, at the best. At the best. And that's when I get to it right away. A lot of the times we're producing so much other content that isn't that. You know, I've had the fucking Algo Laser Pixies been sitting in my shop for like 2 months, and everybody else has already produced their reviews, like a week after it was delivered and a week before it's released. So our review is like always well after the fact, because people hate me because I'm too honest about their machines. I can't wait to share the Ortur R1 review with you guys. It's actually, it's up on the buying guide right now if you want a sneak peek. It's a disaster.
Itching at your loins.
You think that Ortur is ever going to send me a laser again after reading that review? You've lost your mind. I'm going to have to buy the next one from them. Neither here nor there. But it just takes so much more time because like you actually have to like use it to review it and like find the flaws
beat on machines.
Yeah, when I think of your reviews, it's like the SFX review you did, or like the Xtool D1 review you did, where we were up at like 3:00 in the morning, and you were like, "I need something to do glass," and I was trying to throw you some settings to use or whatever. It's like you go so into it. Versus a lot of them, they're like a 30,000-foot view that kind of seem more like a long form ad than an actual review in a lot of cases. But you're not afraid to kind of like call a spade and just be brutally honest. So
yeah, that just like takes time,
yeah,
like everything else. And it's, you know, when we run into problems, we try to find workarounds. I'm always like trying to defeat interlocks or like squeeze the absolute best spot size performance I can out of things before making sure it's what I want to say about a laser. Like, you know, we're testing cutting performance, but if it doesn't work well right away, I need to test like 30 other things to try to get.
Is it something you're doing, or is it something?
Yeah, is it something I'm doing? Is it a problem with the machine? You know, before I like lay blame to that, there's a ton of different bases that need to be covered if I'm going to do my reviews the way that, I guess, like as Anthony's saying, you know, the way you're used to getting them from us.
Yeah.
Is it a laser everything review, or is it what we would call a first look?
Yeah, like a first look.
Yeah.
Because like here's the other reality too.
An overview. Yeah.
Here's the reality of that too, is there are a lot of companies that either won't talk to us or we won't work with them, because if you go and look at the like our ethics clause, our ethics statement on our site, the policies that we cover there, they'll be like, oh yeah, we agree to those, and then they'll be like, but you need to do this, and we're like, no, read the thing.
Clearly didn't read it. Yeah.
And they're like, oh well, okay, you don't have to do that, but you have to do this. No,
big ones are they want to review our review before it goes live. So they want to like look at it.
They want editorial control. They want up to like
so they have an option,
edits, or
they want it by a certain date, or they want to guarantee that they're going to get a video, which we never provide. There's a lot of things that we cover in that ethics statement that I absolutely will not bend on, and my life would be so much easier if I did. So, you know, if you care to read that, it's over at lasereverything.net/ethics. Super easy to find, and you can kind of dig into it there if you're interested. But
the reality is we promise nothing, and they send it because they want to, and that gives us the free will to promise nothing back. Yeah. Which means we are under no obligation to share it in any form, which means we can truly and openly discuss it however we want, so that our true opinions about it are our opinions It's
Yeah.
not a talking point advertisement.
Yep.
But yeah, so
Yeah, we've beaten that like a dead horse on the podcast. So
yeah, my biggest complaint about companies or just representatives, I guess I should say, because maybe it's not the direct company, maybe it's an advertiser, but
Yeah.
they reach out saying like, oh, we want you to do a review on this. How much do we need to pay? And it's like, what you're looking for is an advertisement or a sponsored video.
yeah,
They don't do paid reviews. And they're like, oh, no, we're not paying for the review. We're paying for the video. Exactly. That's the problem. But anyways, that's a whole nother problem that is an issue with just the way a lot of companies do business, and we don't jive with that. But yeah, we dealt with that. I'm just gonna say Handmade because I can pronounce that. Serious question: what happens to creators' views and ad payments if viewers run ad blockers? That's a great question.
probably don't get paid, but fuck it.
The reality is we don't know because we'll never have access to that type of information. But the analytics to know whether or not that's happening. But problem two is every time there's this like cycle of like ad blockers getting an update and YouTube allegedly having playability problems with people running ad blocker, there are people who are putting out like anecdotal studies from their own perspective saying that views potentially aren't counting. I don't know how true that is. I'm not even going to go anywhere near making that claim because we just don't have that info. So the reality is it's just, that's not something we can even put on our radar.
For the record, I fucking run uBlock Origin. I daily drive Firefox so I can run uBlock Origin. And if I really like the content I'm consuming, I support the creator directly. So, no shade, no shade. If you do that, more power to you. Again, like 2% of our revenue comes from ad revenue. Yeah. So I fully support you using an ad blocker, and I'd recommend you use the best one you can find.
If you watch our content and get value out of it, go grab the LMA lowest tier payment thing for a month or two, or
it's like $5. Yeah.
That's the best way to support us, and it'll more than pay for any advertisements you're not getting fed from our channel. I
also just a quick pro tip for the people that are still here. I don't know if you know this or not, but our channel is mirrored over at watch.makearmy.io, and there are 0 ads. So you could just watch all our content for free over there, ad free. And if you like it, then again, support us directly because we're not making ad revenue off of it either way. So hit that up, and then you don't have to worry about YouTube. You can consume all of your Laser Everything content right there. It's pretty cool.
Yep. Garrett says, what if you show the first few seconds of a video as the highlights, but blast through them to get the user hooked, then start the actual video?
Yeah, I've experimented with doing that a little bit. I definitely think that I could do better with our intros.
Your pre-roll hook.
Yeah, and that's somewhere that I'd like to improve on for sure. I agree with that criticism. Yeah.
Bunny Washer says, with the AI slap videos, it's going to get way more crowded. Don't put everything into YouTube.
I try not to. I spend so much time on our website and the tools that we have available, our databases, our calculators, things like that. I'm trying to create new, novel ways for you guys to interact with each other and share your experiences and your settings and your projects and things like that. If you're interested in learning more about that, the beta is up over at makearmy.io, and it is something that I'm putting a ton of time into. And I don't want to charge for it. We've considered making it like a members only access thing, and it's something that's still kind of floating around between us here. But either way, I would say I'm absolutely not putting all my eggs in the YouTube basket. I am trying to build up other services and other things in the background, and there's quite a bit of it at this point. So if you're interested in any of that, or you haven't explored it yet, go make a free account over at makearmy.io. I don't even force you to give me your email address, and you can start checking those things out. and experiment with them and give feedback on them. We have a development channel in the Discord where you can follow along as changes are being made. I'm adding a ton of new features over there, so I hope that you guys think that that's cool like I do, and maybe we can get the community on there at some point so that we can kind of share and keep growing together, because that's always been what's excited me.
We got Lakeside. I would honestly love for vendors to sell all new stuff to you guys, to send all new stuff to you guys instead of the same people over and over and over for their influencer debuts. So many new lasers go to the same 10 people.
It's the way it is. Yeah.
Yeah. When a brand feels safe to send somebody something, sometimes that becomes their safety net for advertising. And the reality too is when it's a brand new laser and they agree to a release video, which I can't blame a creator for agreeing to like a release day video or something, but
sure.
Problem with that is if the brand ships the laser and it gets stuck in shipping or it gets shipped late and they have 4 days to review it or 3 days to review it, do you think you're getting a firm review and a firm grasp of how they interacted with that machine and what issues they didn't experience because they barely were able to use it? That's part of the problem.
I mean, the answer is no, but I'm not throwing shade at those people either. They're playing a game. They're playing a game and they're winning. Good,
yeah.
Good for them. I mean that. That's not sarcasm. They are gaming the system. They know how to get the views, and they are interacting with these companies in a way that make them favorable targets for those kind of releases. And I give them the biggest kudos for that, and congratulate them for that. So, it's just not it's not how my brain works. So I can't produce that kind of content.
Yep. Do a commercial in the middle of the video for Laser Master Academy. Check out how nerd. Oh yeah, you guys covered this already. Yeah. Matt mentioned it.
Yeah, this is a good idea.
Yeah,
yep.
I think maybe even closer to the beginning, like Alex mentioned, instead of waiting until the middle, because like you said, you got that drop off in viewership past the first however many seconds. So
sure,
maybe doing like that kind of intro thing, and then figuring out where to mix that in. But yeah,
Old drop in the positivity bucket. Geek says, I do got to say thank you. Your videos got my Omtech MOPA set up with Lightburn.
Glad to hear it.
Drop the like and sub overlay when editing the videos too.
Yeah, I do a little. Again, it's at the end. I think we could be more consistent with doing that throughout videos rather than at the end. And I think that that could help if we do it subtly, and sparingly. But I do think that is a big thing that needs to change for sure.
Yep. Bunny says, we know you have a Patreon and a Masters, but not everyone else does. Yeah, so that goes with the prior contents with comments. With yeah,
good comments, good notes.
Garant says, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. You boring laser hot dogs.
Shit,
yeah,
dude.
Thanks, buddy.
Like down a hallway.
I had to throw the New York, Boston.
I could laser these hot dog fingers.
Oh my god. Some weird stuff. Garant wants to see some weird stuff. Laura, I wouldn't have known even a smidge about my lasers had I not found you all in this channel. I'm so grateful I never left. Thank you, Laura.
Love you, Laura. Thank you.
Paul says, I think you need to disassemble your laser like Jerry Rig Everything and compare each laser source in shorts.
Is he talking about like the laser table?
I think more like I'm picturing like iFixit style,
Yeah,
like
just like pull it apart, show the components, show the differences, put them back together.
Yeah, I could do that. I could do that on larger machines. I'm not incredibly confident with like my ability to be able to take apart like the F1 and put it back together, but like I could try. I could certainly take it apart.
Yeah, the flip to that is Jerry Rig Everything. I don't know if you guys watch it, but he like demolition test phones and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, that was
like that's not something we can do because we obviously can't afford
Don't have the budget for
$5,000
it.
laser every third day of the week. But
Well, that's like what I'm saying too, dude. It's like so much of this stuff we're talking about jerry rig everything. We're talking about LTT tonight. Like a lot of the stuff that they are touching on a daily basis is in the like $50 to $500 range, and we're doing stuff that's like in the $500 to $5,000 range at like on the low end. It's really hard to reproduce a lot of those kind of scenarios.
admittedly, too, we're just on a much smaller budget.
While being on a much smaller budget,
Yeah.
like not in spite of it, but because of it. So it's kind of rough, but I appreciate the sentiment either way.
Resin says, I don't subscribe to channels who just review stuff. I will go and I'll watch a review if I'm thinking about buying a product, but unless they entertain me or teach me something, I won't sub or support them.
It's fair.
That's fair. Yeah. There are so many channels that
Yep,
where
we read
they,
this. You just
yeah.
read it. Reading the same one again.
No.
Oh no. Oh, okay.
It's a little
Got it.
There's a continuation.
I'm
Yeah.
gaslighting Kyle. Don't mind me.
Kyle, I read this one.
There are so many channels where that all they do is they take free stuff and review it in quotes after they built the channel off vlogging or teaching and totally sold out. Yeah.
Which again,
So if you want to review,
congratulations on that because you're winning. So I'm happy for you guys. I don't want to make it sound like we're shitting on these other channels because we're not.
yeah, it's just not something for everybody. So if you want to review a new hot product, that's cool, but do more than just that.
Yeah,
I agree with that. That's our style.
Yep.
We'll review stuff, but we're gonna beat it to hell and make something cool in between. So
Sure.
Bunny says, if you bring more people to the channel by doing what people want, reviews on lasers, it's a win. It's not selling out, it's winning.
It's fair
All right.
too.
Yeah. Laura says, your TikTok channel content is great.
It's not, but thank you.
Lakeside says, I honestly go to the LMA when I need answers these days, and I miss the good old days when Alex would leave the screen empty for 10 plus minutes when he goes to help a customer.
Those were the days, weren't they?
Yeah. Geek
I
of All
make
Trade,
and then help all the customers now.
Geek of All Trade says, it's hard driving one channel. It's twice as hard with multiple channels. Time is thin enough as it is, in my opinion.
Totally right. That's why all the other channels are sitting empty.
That is around the context when we were talking about the other channels. So.
Yeah.
What about stacking processes, combining experiments with other tech and combining with the laser? So I guess that would be like,
I'm interested in that. I think it's cool. I'm just not as good at anything else in life at all as I am with lasers. So it'd be a laser expert sounding like an idiot about 3D printing or whatever, UV printing, fucking sublimation. I know jack shit about any of that stuff, and I'm not good at it. So maybe it could be funny watching me fuck up a bunch of
watch us fail at other
tech
stuff
outside of lasers. Yeah, but that's the main reason why I haven't done it, is because I don't want to look like an idiot.
Handmade says, what video? I'll watch it later, as well as CC says, yeah, I want to know that. Find that video. That was back in context when I think we were talking about
Slow-mo. It was a slow-mo.
videos that just don't perform
Yeah.
early on and then they
I'll pull
get
it up.
buried. There's a lot of them, to be honest. If you go back in the channel history, just scroll back under our videos and our live streams, you'll see it based off of viewership. If you see a video or a live you haven't seen, click on it and watch it.
I know me personally, the
There
slow-mo
you go.
stuff really I enjoyed and would love to see more of, but I'm sure it's a big time suck.
Yeah. Okay, so I found hold on. Let me do this one and pull this one up too, just so that I can show you guys both. So just super quick, we're gonna veer off on this because I'm excited about it because it's something that
You're going to get yelled at by Laura first. Wow, Alex, really? I enjoyed the content today. Sheesh, let me have my opinion.
Yeah. So there's two. I just posted this one. This is to the Make Army channel over here. So if you don't follow that channel, follow it. I did the laser blasting through some tape at 15,000 frames per second while I was doing my CO2 laser alignment. If you haven't watched this one, I think it's really, really, really cool watching like the paper disintegrate and stuff. It's a neat little episode. But the one that we were talking about was not that one, this one right here, 40,000 frames per second, pulsed fiber laser, marking it at 40,000 FPS. This is my camera, the Chronos, which is like one of my favorite pieces of tech that I own. And in it, we try to capture and eventually do capture the individual pulses of the fiber laser. So we had to do a lot to get it to show up, but we did it. And you can actually see the individual pulses while it's scanning, which is really, really, really cool if you are a giant nerd, which I am. So that video is there too. That one is posted to Laser Everything. That was before we had to make Army channel. Otherwise, it would have ended up there. But that's the video. So pulsed fiber laser marking at 40,000 FPS, if you're curious.
Geek of All Trades says, with the new A/B testing of things, why not change the titles and or thumbnails of past videos? Try to revive them. Can't hurt.
Yeah, that's a good idea too. That's a time management problem, but it's a good idea nonetheless, and it's something that's been suggested to me in the past. So that's on my mind for sure.
Bunny says, start a nonprofit, give the money to a politician. They give you government contracts, give more money to politician, repeat.
So
that sounds
obvious.
way too political for us.
Yeah, it was an obvious answer. I can't believe it was right in front of me the whole time.
Yeah. Geek of All Trades, where is most of your revenue coming from now? Selling to customers, making content, selling settings, paid sponsors.
So LMA, baby.
Yeah, the LMA is basically like 90% of our
More. It's more than
95%.
90. The last time I did the math, it was more than 90.
It is almost all of
it's
the
donations.
Yeah,
To
essentially.
answer your question. Yeah, it's people that sign up because they want to.
Yep. Currently, right now, too, one of the benefits is the settings that we give as support for that, like in exchange. But
would
for
they're
a long
not
time, that wasn't even the case. People were just supporting us.
It's not even necessarily gated. Like if somebody asks me for a setting for something, I don't say "fuck you," go sign up for the LMA.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we give it away. You just have to work a little harder to get it. It's not something that is strictly reserved for supporters. So I don't want to say that we're selling settings because I don't think that that's true.
It is a perk to get them in an organized format.
The perk is convenience.
Yeah,
but
really.
It's not I wouldn't call it
we're not gating anything per se.
So I think the vast majority of our income comes from donations.
We also have Johnson Plastics as our sponsor for this live stream. So thank you, Johnson Plastics.
Yeah, for you guys are getting a lot of mentions over these 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
Tonight.
Yeah, JP Plus, I think the current contract's for like $1,500, and for that they get a full-length episode, and then they sponsor the podcast. So that's why we bring them up at the beginning of every podcast episode, and then they get one full-length episode. It's probably not the best deal for us, but I still love JP Plus, and they're really easy to work with, and I don't have to worry about whether or not their products are good while I'm condoning people purchasing them. So it works out, and it kind of helps smooth out the budget every month, just getting a little bit of extra cash from them. So it's something that I'm happy to do, but it's still, even considering that, it is a very, very small fraction of the income that we generate on this channel.
It is literally our only sponsor.
Yeah.
And beyond that, we do coaching sometimes, but other than that, it's just a little trickle of ad revenue from YouTube, and that's it.
Yep.
So it all comes back to people who sponsor or help us out directly through the LMA or Coffee or Patreon or similar.
How are we catching up? Are we actually catching up?
We're getting there.
Nice.
Resin says, I gotta hit the hay. I love you all so much. You are all amazing, and we will figure this out. Burnout is real. You may need to rest and reset. Good night, guys.
Thanks, Cheryl. Thanks for touching base.
Laura said, I enjoy when you and Kyle were doing lives. And when you were getting the shop ready, putting up your foam wall.
Yeah, that was a good time.
It's been a long time since you guys have gone live in the shop, Alex.
It has. Yeah, maybe we should do that, Anthony. Maybe we should bring that back as like an LMA thing or something.
That was one of my favorite aspects of the channel a few years back was the live days. So
it's a good idea. Maybe we should do that.
I remember early on.
Oh, I gotta interrupt you really quick, Kyle. Geek just dropped $25. Well, you guys rock. We love you long time. We love you too, dude. Thank you so much. That's incredibly generous.
And we can now add Geek to the list of things that come in forms of support. So thank you for that.
Yeah, it was you had a lot of insightful comments tonight, and I appreciated your interaction. It's really good to read what you had to say. I'm glad that you came in to share it.
Thank you, man. I used to wake up early. So like in the early days of you doing that was in a time frame where I was actually home. I didn't have a job. It was COVID, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
I was setting an alarm to the scheduled live stream time so that I would pull my butt out of bed and wake myself up out of depression sleep to come hang out on the live stream and talk and chat.
Yeah.
And learn like everybody else. Bo the Maker, laser education, sponsorships, and merch promotion. Basically, the Linus Tech Tips blueprint.
Minus the fun.
Yeah.
I watch Linus obsessively, and he's one of my favorite YouTubers of all time. And it's just so fun watching him do stuff. And I feel like Rihanna was like, because Rihanna didn't know what LTT was at all until like 2 days ago. I showed her LTT for the first time, and she was like, "You guys are really similar." And I like agreed with that, and I was like, "Man, I wish I could like take my attitude and like funnel it into something that was more entertaining, because I feel like I'd be good at that." But there's like enough tech channels on YouTube, and it's not lasers, and lasers is what I'm good at. So it's like a constant bummer that we can't do something more in that direction, because I feel like I'd be really good at it. But it's kind of that blueprint,
Yeah. To finish off that last comment, Geek says you can make an overpriced screwdriver. That's never been done. Oh wait.
Yeah. Some desk mats. You could do some towels.
Laser everything desk mats. Laser everything towels.
Yeah, big time.
Laser everything spandex underwear.
That'd be excellent.
Alex composing them on the Only Fibers.
And I would.
Nobody wants to see me doing a pose in underwear, let me tell you. Handmade says, maybe try partnering with a maker movement that still kind of exists, be the voice of a maker fair, etc.
We did the maker fair a long time ago before we had a YouTube channel, and it was super fun. We let kids engrave a bunch of pennies, so they got to come back and push the foot pedal, and the laser was like behind a shield. So they'd like put their penny in and like put what they wanted it to say, and then they got to engrave their penny. And I had it programmed to do a little hole in it, and when it was done, we put a ball chain through it, and they had to wear it out like a necklace. It was a good time. Not relevant to the comment, really. It's parallel, I guess. Cool. It's adjacent, but it was cool. And yeah, this is a good comment. Yeah, something to consider.
Also, he says, Score SBA likely has an office in your town. Maybe get a professional mentor and even leverage your lives to even give real business advice. From a proven gray hair to members.
Interesting.
It's a thought.
Yeah.
Jack says, it really bothers me that you don't drink Pepsi. That was from the time frame when we were asking about critical feedback.
Yeah, it's true. It's fair. It's fair criticism.
Yeah, I agree. Dolphin says, laser engraving guns.
I read. I'm going to just consume all of those comments at once. I don't know. I'm going to use.
I was going to say there's a bunch of them, so hang tight.
I
Jack
can't.
Agrees. I'll go back to that. We need more laser stippling tutorials and slide cuts and scrolls. Stippling people are the most secret people in the laser world. All social media platforms hate FFL content, which I wanted to make sure we hit on that.
Yeah, that's the crux of the issue.
I love stippling, but that's irrelevant.
Oh, no, it's not irrelevant. He is autistic. That's true.
Yeah, I know, but There's no but to I love stippling. If you love stippling, that's okay. 2A is a money killer. Yeah.
As far as content is what I meant. And
yeah.
I
So
think maybe I didn't do a well enough job at explaining that, but yeah.
that's okay. It's all relevant.
Can't
So
do it.
I'll give Alex a break on talking because I know what he's going to say. Pew pew content on YouTube and other social platforms, just it creates, for one, a liability to the account and to the company. For two, it tends to make channels get buried. So if you're not specifically looking for that content, you'll never come across any of the content from that channel, which sucks.
Yeah.
It ends up like gating you behind this wall. And when coming back to the liability for the channel is, if you remember, over the last couple of years, there have been larger channels that cover that kind of content. Not necessarily in regard to lasers, but in regard to pew-pews, that just disappear overnight, with no recourse, no contact with support. They just circle you around to their terms of service, and that's just not how we want things to go, right? We don't want to just disappear off the internet from you guys one day. So that's something very early on that we decided was something that we probably shouldn't dig into, even if it is fun and cool content.
Yeah.
That's more of something that you'd have to like we mentioned before, either broaden your horizons or really hammer down on one thing. And that would be like, if somebody were trying to make a specific channel for that one thing, maybe it would be successful, but trying to incorporate that into something like this would probably just cause more harm than it would help. So
yeah, I do have I actually have a Glock box, an official Glock box that I can do test stippling on, which might fill that niche, but it's obviously,
I forgot about the box.
Yeah, I got that. It was actually in preparation for a coaching, but the coaching fell through, so I just saved it. But we could do some educational content around that, and that wouldn't be a big deal.
Maybe just call it laser engraving on polymer. And Glock part out.
Yeah, figuring out how that would work is a whole nother thing. Apparently, so Yuri just said YouTube is now cracking down on Nerf blasters. That's I mean, if YouTube is cracking down on that, I don't think we can get away with anything more extreme than that.
Like I keep saying, like a big part of, I have a lot of great ideas, and a big limiting factor is time. But like, maybe go bookmark watch.makearmy.io, because if we ever do publish some content like that, it'll probably be there, because we can post whatever we want there. So keep an eye on.
We could also always get into laser everything banana hammocks.
That's already done. I just don't share it.
Thanks, Geek.
Rad.
Yeah, we caught up. We're current.
Nice. Nice closing comment from Geek before we check out. Oh yeah, go ahead.
Mike says Alex lasering shit, Kyle pontificating, Tony eating a sandwich.
It was a long time ago.
That was years ago now.
Geek said, from one YouTuber to another, I feel you, man. The landscape is changing, and it's rough to keep up sometimes. Keep going. You guys teach so much great stuff. I know we do. I just need to get people to swallow it, which has always been and
also getting YouTube to let people see it.
Yeah. So we're going to keep going. I can't quit. I can't stop. I don't have an option. My family, my wife works overnight shifts on weekends. Her paychecks are not enough. So we have to do this. Everything that I have because of this YouTube channel. I can't take a break for 2 months. You know what I mean? I can't give up and try something else. I can't switch to doing a YouTube channel about Legos. There's too much on the line. I have to keep going. So If anybody's ever worried that I'm gonna like stop or laser everything's gonna go somewhere, that's just a non-option. It's just not gonna happen. I have to do this, so I'm gonna keep going, just like I always have.
Yeah, I just wanted to throw this up for when you're done. Jack says, I think laser companies might be more afraid of channels like this since this channel holds a lot more mechanical knowledge than most. So y'all will see low quality builds for what it is. Yeah,
that's true.
Which we have a review that's scathing coming. So there you go.
And Laura's on point here. Wishing I could stay, but 6 comes early. Thanks for the live tonight. Always a treat. Have a great rest of your night. I am heading to sleep. That sounds good. I think I'm going to do that too. You guys got 120 plus another 155 minutes of this tonight. It's been a long night. I really appreciate it. If you guys made it to this point and you're not watching live, I still really want to hear what you have to say. So drop a comment. Check out the community tab. I might post something over there asking for feedback too, or leave a comment on this video and just let me know your thoughts. Let me know what you think about what we talked about tonight. I'd love to just consume as much feedback about this as possible, and I'm going to try to dial it in. I'm going to try to kind of focus up and see if we can do something a little more consistent. There's a lot of things that we can change that I think a lot of people wouldn't even notice that we changed that might help. There's obviously the pressure of shorts, and there's just so much that we can walk away from this tonight to digest. And so that's what I'm going to go do, is just kind of sit on all this and think about it. In the meantime, a bunch of stuff is filmed. You guys are getting a glass pumpkin tomorrow. It's a fun, super laid back episode. Rhiannon's literally just following me around with the camcorder. It's like 7 minutes long, and we just engrave a glass pumpkin. So if you're excited about that, that'll drop tomorrow. And then I've got a bunch of reviews done. Scripts are written. They're on the buying guide. You can read them right now. The videos that go along with them are going to start getting edited late this week, and you should start seeing them next week. So we've got a bunch of reviews coming out for the 4th quarter. And of course, the ultimate guide to laser processing will continue on. I just had to take a break and do something that was getting some views because it's not doing well right now, obviously, because we're at the very dry, boring beginning stages still. We're still in the middle of installing Lightburn, so it's just not exciting yet, and I need to break it up with some other content. So but you've got more of that coming your way too. So thank you guys for always being here. Thank you for being a part of this conversation. Thank you for giving your feedback. Thank you for supporting us over at the Laser Master Academy or Patreon or Coffee. Thank you for sharing our videos. I mean, just everything that you guys do. I say it all the time, but I mean it. We wouldn't be here without you, and I wouldn't have this job without you. I'd be probably working at Burger King because I barely have a GED. So I'm grateful for what I get to do every day. This is a dream job, and I just want to keep doing it. So I appreciate you guys. And with that, I'm going to let you go. Eli caught it at the very end. Hey, buddy, you got a 2 hour plus live stream you can go watch, and then you can leave it a comment, which will help boost engagement later. So I'll look for your comment, Eli.
We appreciate you stopping in nonetheless, bud.
Yeah, big shout out to everybody who's here live tonight. You guys fucking rock. It's always a pleasure to hang out, and we'll be back Tuesday next week, 9:00, right here on Laser Everything. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you in the next one. Somebody do Matt's pews for him. Thank you.